and welcome to Falling Towers Watch the First podcast, the podcast in which we watch the first episode of a series so that you don't have to.
But you still can.
There it is. Everybody, you know the super duper co-host, Dr. Muhammad Noor.
Come watch the first of all the shows. You'll enjoy your time with us. And up next, you'll have our awesome host, Ryan T.G. Husk.
What?
Great. I was like, this guy's never going to be able to rhyme that fast, but
Professor
you did.
Amazing.
I'm the aforementioned Ryan T. Husk, everybody, or Ryan T.G. Husk. Oh, here comes our pal Darth Shuey. Melissa Longo is also here.
Hi there, peoples, folks, and chat hackers.
And everybody, you know, meteorologist Katie Nicolau.
What?
Look, it's Rico E. Anderson.
Hey, what's going on, party peeps? Got my Box Rock shirt, because come on.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Come on.
Nice.
And there's Darth Shuey, but I don't know if his audio is connected.
But we love him anyway.
So while he's connecting that, Muhammad, can you tell everybody, what is this show even about? This particular one.
Okay, so this is our year in review of Falling Towers Watch the First. So those of you who follow this podcast, it airs on Wednesday evenings at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, where, as Ryan said in the very beginning, we watch the first of any particular series. So you don't have to, but you still can. And we go through a couple of phases there where we talk about what we liked, what we didn't like, what we expected before we watched the show, what we got, you know, what we predict what each other thought. But very importantly, Arthur walked away. Very importantly, we discuss whether or not we would watch the second. So that's going to be something we'll revisit in today's episode.
Interesting.
And I have to mention Darth's shirt. He's got some Picard legs on his shirt.
We'll have to see about that
When he's here.
Okay, so we're going to run through all of the episodes that we did in 2023, rapid fire, right? Now, some of you in the live chat are going, that sounds like 52 episodes. How are you going to be able to do that? Muhammad can talk real fast. It's amazing. So that's basically it. We've got Katie, we've got Muhammad. What does that say? Sick with it records, sand tapes.
Sick with it records and tapes. It's a saying. And
sand tapes.
And since I'm being highlighted, I am drinking a Starbucks coffee with Starbucks liqueur. I'm tapping into my Star Trek and chill because, you know, I never get a chance to say this. So here you are. There you go.
Nice.
Thank you. Meteorologist Katie gets it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it looks like Darth's audio is connecting. Well, I hope so, because he's going to be first up. So everybody at home, if you are ready to get started, give us a thumbs up, give this video a like, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for notifications, and in the live chat, give us your favorite emoji. And if you give us your favorite emoji, it means Darth's audio works, and his coffee's in him too.
That's right.
Right. Oh, you're right. He does have the Ryza and Chill shirt. Check it out.
The legs.
Well, let's get into it then.
Let's dive in.
First things first. Very first episode of last year, January 4th, 2023, we did Doctor Whom. Oh, I think January was Anything Goes month. We did Doctor Whom with Michael Kenyon Rosenberg and Darth Shuey. Mike gave it a high score. Darth gave it a high score. Ryan gave it a 2.8 because that's what it deserved. I'm just
Ryan,
I'm just
again, it's
because
just
I
the
watched
episode,
it, and that's
not
what
the
it was.
series. It's not just the episode. Not the series. I've seen that first episode. It's not amazing. I've seen it too. Like I'm in between y'all.
Wait, was it the original 1966 one or
2005?
Oh, 2005. Sorry.
Christopher Eccleston's.
Christopher Eccleston.
Right.
So
Rose,
Mike and Darth said they would watch the second. I said I would not. Darth, did you in fact watch the second?
Yeah, not then, but yeah,
Earlier.
yeah, a little earlier. I did
At
it back
some
in
point.
time. Yeah.
I guess that's something we should clarify for these questions. Like when you say, did you watch the second, you mean at any point in time, not necessarily after you said it.
Yeah, like if you've already seen the
You lost.
entirety of the show.
Good point. So then Dr. Nord, do you want to read the second one?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So on January the 11th, Michael Kenyon Rosenberg, the person who always tells everybody to don't forget to be an organ donor, he and Darth were the guests on it, and the show on Disney Plus was Tales of the Jedi. Mike and Ryan, you guys were positive, but not overwhelmingly positive. Darth hated it. However, all three said they would watch the second.
Darth is a big Star Wars fan. What gives,
Yeah.
Darth?
Right? I
I
know.
don't
He's
know.
got the namesake and everything.
Right?
I actually did end up watching more of that show too.
Okay, there you go. So,
Oh,
so
you
you're
did?
true to your vote,
Yeah.
because you did actually say you watched the second.
True to your name
Oh,
heritage.
3 or
Oh,
4.
you, Ryan?
That's it. I got it.
Yeah, and we could tell. Look, Mike gave it a 6.3. I gave it a 6.8. Darth gave it a 3. Did I watch the second? No, I'm sure I did not. That doesn't look familiar at all. I'm sure I did not, but I said I would because it's Star Wars. I feel like they were bite-sized episodes. I think they were short
Yeah, standalone stories,
and easy. No, good stuff.
easily digestible.
Oh, but then the following week we had Katie as our guest,
Yes.
What?
and we did
Virologist out there.
Lego. We did Lego Marvel Avengers.
Mhm.
Wait, there's more to it. Climate Conundrum
Oh,
on
Yep.
Netflix. It's a really long title.
That was the title.
Yeah,
That was the title.
It was something.
So Muhammad said 7, Katie said 6, I said 4.5. All three of us said we would not watch the second. I didn't. Did you guys?
I absolutely did not.
I removed it from my watched videos list.
Wow.
There's definitely a case of like appreciating it for what it is, but not wanting to see more.
It's not for me.
I don't
That's
even
fair.
remember it.
That was the one
I
with
remember
the
that
really
long title.
international group. Remember, like there was kids from all the different, like there was a Russian girl and there was somebody from,
Yeah.
yeah, there was somebody
Well,
from, I
here's
forget,
the
somebody from South America,
question.
somebody, yeah.
Was it a show for babies?
Probably.
One
It
could
seemed
argue
like
it
it was maybe
was.
like, I'd say 6 to 12.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was bad,
okay.
heavy
Not
environmental
babies.
thing, very like
Oh.
in your face, in a good way, but still.
But it was
Mhm.
Lego. And
Yeah, well,
but
kids
you
don't
had
wanna
like
watch that.
Legos from all over the world.
Oh, maybe I'm getting mixed up with a different show then. I
I
apologize.
think you're thinking of Captain
We had-
Planet or
I
something.
am thinking of Captain Planet. You're right. My
Yeah.
bad. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, I don't remember the
Wow.
Lego. I just remember the long ass title. Do you remember it at all, Katie?
I vaguely remember the battle scenes and the Lego pieces flying apart, but that's about it.
The best
Yeah.
part.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, when you hit them and they just
So
Well, speaking of animated, the next week we had Ultraman, the animated series on Netflix, and the guests were Josh and Jen. So in
Josh
terms of
Sussman. Wow.
yeah, and Jurassic Jen. So I gave it a 7.5, Ryan gave it a 6.5, Jen gave it a 6.5, and Josh said I'm gonna flip those numbers and give it a 5.6.
wow, that's a low number.
Yeah, so I said I would watch the second. Ryan said no, Jen said no, and Josh said yes. So it's a very mixed bag. I did not watch the second of that.
Yeah, it was Ultraman animated. Yeah, I think it was. Well, I gave it a pretty decent score. Yeah, I think it was okay. I think it was okay. I definitely never had any possibility of like even thinking about watching it again after that. I don't think.
Watching
That's-
another episode.
That's pretty disappointing because I remember, the reruns coming on after school and rushing home to watch those. And
That's the original you're talking about. This is an
Right,
animated.
right.
Yeah.
no, I know, but you just hope that as the saga continues, as it were, you would,
Mhm.
Yeah, they keep up that quality.
yeah, continue to be dope. But
So, next, oh boy, this was one of our lowest rated episodes ever. Like our review was very, very low rated. Who was our guest? Oh, Rico was our guest for that one. What a coincidence.
It was not low rated. He's yanking your chicken.
Oh.
It actually got a very high uptake.
Oh wait, I just got it. Oh, I see how it is. I see how this
Accident. So we started off we kicked off sci-fi month. February is sci-fi month, everybody knows. We did Severance on Apple TV. Okay, Muhammad gave it a 9. I gave it a 7.8. Rico gave it an 8. We all three said yes, we would watch the second. I predict both of you guys watched the whole thing.
I watched the whole thing and parts of it multiple times. I love that.
I heard it was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. I can't wait for season 2.
Yeah, I was really intrigued by it, and just the concept, the simplicity of a lot of it, and just what it, it was great. It was just enough edge of your seat to make you go, what is going to happen next?
Super brief. The premise was basically that when you go into work, you cannot remember your life outside of work, and when you come out of work, you can't remember anything that happened in work. Because you've had this operation called the severance procedure.
Darth is like, that feels like real life to me.
Nice, yeah, right.
Depending on the job, some people do that, just mentally. They're just like, forget it.
Yeah,
I definitely did not watch the second. That thing was gone. I mean, it deserves it, but
good.
I did not.
It's really
Is
good.
it?
It's really good.
Does it get better?
Yes.
That's awesome. The whole thing is awesome.
Yeah.
And the finale is like, oh my God, I can't believe it stopped. I would need to see season 2. Yes. One of those things.
Wow.
Multiple people.
Really good.
Yeah.
Speaking of amazing, the following week we had as our special guest, Melissa Longo.
Woo!
We watched
nice segue.
Hyperdrive, the British comedy on Amazon.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Our scores were, I gave it a 7.2, Ryan gave it a 5.5, and Melissa copied Ryan, went also with a 5.5. I said I would watch the second. Ryan and Melissa both said no. I did actually watch the second. I didn't watch the whole thing. I think I went like 3 or 4 episodes in. I lost interest. I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. I mean,
Didn't
was the one with all the boogers.
Yeah.
And...
There's a lot of booger and snot talk. I remember that in the first episode. Yeah.
Did you do it to Tara? You messed him up.
Melissa, not a booger gal.
Program about boogers.
No, there are parts of it where I was like, oh,
Now I remember.
Disgusting.
Booger.
Now I remember it.
I didn't watch the second. Melissa, you didn't, right? Muhammad, were you like more boogs for me?
I watched, like I said, I watched 3 or 4 episodes, but then I was kind of done.
Oh, that's
I'm like,
right.
it's not that great. Yeah.
You guys remember the booger song?
The booger song?
The what?
Everybody's doing it, picking in your nose and chewing it. It's so handy, it's so dandy. They all think it's candy, but it's not. You get it? It's not. I'll say my
That was amazing.
Like the jelly, like those nasty jelly bellies that are anyway.
Growing up in Chicago.
Oh.
I have those at work.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, those.
So
Bean boozled.
up next,
export a version of it and send it to you, Melissa.
this aired actually during the first day of Virtual TrekCon 4. We did the 1978 original Battlestar Galactica, or as I like to call it, Battlestar Dramatica.
Hey, Ryan, did that star?
Yeah. And then our special guests were Mars rover scientist Tanya Harrison and actress Kelly Ann Park. Muhammad gave it an 8. I gave it an 8.1. Kelly gave it a 5. And Tanya looks like I accidentally deleted what she gave it. So we'll just say she gave it like an 8. I probably gave it an 8.
Maybe. I don't actually know.
Everybody, that is WTF.
Tanya did say she would watch
1...
the second. So
yeah, WTF episode 151. Go find out that's the mystery. 151. All of us said we would watch the second, except for Kelly. I did not watch the second. Did you, Muhammad?
I did, even right after we watched the first. Actually, was really excited, so I kept watching it. It was, what was it? It was on something funny. What was the network it was on? It was on like one of those free networks, but then they pulled it off because I actually kept watching episodes as I
Tubi
was
or
fixing
something.
dinner. It was like Tubi,
Tubi or
but then they
Tubi.
pulled it off like a month later, so I actually didn't get to finish the whole thing. But I did watch past the second, even after we did the first,
But not the whole thing.
because they pulled it. I mean, I would have kept watching.
So
You don't
then,
know what you get Muhammad for
yeah,
Christmas.
were you say something? Oh yeah. So then later on February 20th, this is still I think in Virtual Trek Con, right?
Mhm.
We had Layla Shacker and Jennifer Keane comes our special guest, and we went way back to the 1970s to watch Star Blazers. That's the animated series, also called Space Battleship Yamato in Japanese.
Wow, I remember that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I gave it an 8, Ryan gave it a 5.5, Layla gave it a 5, and Jennifer gave it a 10.
Wow.
Yes.
nuts.
Yeah, so
She was drunk, though,
Ryan,
so.
Jennifer, and I all of a sudden we watched the second, and fellow Egyptian Layla was like, nope.
Wasn't having it.
Wasn't having it. I've seen that whole series multiple times. Yeah, I mean,
I did not watch the second. It reminded me of Robotech, and I was happy about that because Robotech was my favorite when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I liked that they would have one thing of perspiration right here, and they would be like, "Arr!" You know, like shooting lasers. They'd be trying really hard to destroy something. Then after that, oh boy, we had a special guest host, but I do want to point out we've got another person joining in, everybody.
Oh,
I know.
Ooh.
I didn't plan it, but that's just
What?
what happens, Captain Planet.
it's Desmond.
Hey, everybody, it's Desmond Heck.
Hey.
Hey.
Actor.
Oh.
Darth, you remember
Hola.
Desmond?
Hey, yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm
Can't see him, but oh, there he is. Nice. Yeah, I did.
All right. So, Desmond, follow along with us. We're going nuts here, going through all of the episodes of the year.
Same.
The next
All
one, Rico was our guest host. We had Beth Bowden. We did DuckTales.
Nice.
And Rico
My
gave it a
favorites.
7.6. I gave it a 7.5. Beth gave it a 6.8.
Hmm.
Rico and Beth both said they would watch the second. I said I would not. I feel like there's a theme going on. Do I ever see?
Yeah.
Hate everything.
I didn't watch it. I forgot it existed. What about you, Rico? You watched it, right?
Yeah, I didn't get through the whole season, but I did get through the second episode because
Nice.
yeah. So
It gets good. It gets very, very good.
Does it?
Oh yeah.
Have you
Oh,
seen the
yeah.
whole thing?
Multiple times.
oh,
I'm in love with
Okay.
David
Me too.
Tennant. Don't you remember? I have to watch all the DuckTales.
Oh, yes.
And the old
Ah.
one too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, continuing the
As a kid, I used to
theme.
watch it.
The OG.
Right, the old one. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch the whole one all the time.
New one has David Tennant as the voice.
Mhm.
And it's
Nice.
amazing.
That's awesome.
It
Well,
is.
continuing that anime theme, the next week was Voltron, Legendary Defender on Netflix. They still had guest co-host Rico. I was not there. Ryan was there, and Kat Guerin, I believe, was the other person.
Aw.
So,
Rico, you remember Kat, right?
Yes, I do. I remember Cat well.
yeah.
Always
So
good to see.
Rico gave it a 6.5, Ryan gave it a 7.7, and Kat gave a 5.2375. And Ryan said he would watch the
I
second, but the
remember
others
that
did
score.
not.
so long.
7.75.
I know. How do you come up with
5.2375.
that number?
Very precise. Maybe not accurate, but very precise. Ryan, did you
Not
watch the
quite a
second?
0.6.
Nah, I didn't watch the second at all. What about you, Rico?
I don't think I did. I don't
That's
think
too
I,
bad.
Yeah. Boy, you got quiet. Why are y'all quiet?
Very curious if you watched the second.
Like I just pissed everybody off.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
Waiting for that answer.
Well, speaking of pissing everybody off, here's somebody that makes everybody happy. Desmond Heck joined us
Oh,
for the
right.
next one when we did Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2018 on
Oh, yeah.
Netflix. I actually do remember this.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm looking at my score. I know why I remember it. Muhammad gave it a 5.9. I gave it a 2.5.
Mhm.
Desmond gave it a 9. We had such
Wow.
divergent
Yeah.
feelings on it.
Maybe the highest variance of all the shows.
Yeah.
Wow.
You
That's
guys should
amazing.
see He-Man, our review of He-Man. Our good friend, the late great Darnell Davis, destroyed my favorite cartoon. I think
Oh,
I gave it a
no.
9,
Oh no.
and he gave it a
Really?
1.5. He's like, no, man, it's
What?
just not
To
good,
He-Man?
man.
Oh.
Aw.
I know.
Melton would be pissed.
So Muhammad and I said no, we would not watch the second. Desmond said he would.
I
Desmond, P
did.
heck. Did you?
No. But I didn't get around to. I mean, I still would have, but
I'll get to it
Got
when I
busy,
get to it.
right?
That's fair. The question isn't
Yeah,
were
but-
you, it was would you. That's fine. It's fair.
yeah.
How about you,
Might
Ryan?
you still? Might you still watch it,
Oh,
Desmond?
might I
Is it
still? Oh,
is it still a
yeah. I
possibility?
mean, I thought, yeah. No, I liked it. I thought it was fun. Yeah. It's still. Yeah, I would still watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, no chance for me.
Not me neither.
Yeah.
But I do remember it.
Yeah.
There was something good about it. I remember. I think
Yeah.
it just moved quickly, which was nice. I think that was
Wow.
what the good thing about it.
Well, speaking of no
Um,
chance, you'll see our reviews for the next one, which had, again, as you just mentioned, the late great Darnell Davis as our guest. This was the Marvel Spider-Man 2017 on Disney Plus. This was like a restart of the entire series, like from the very beginning. So it's another initiation of that great franchise. However, we weren't very excited about it. I gave it a 4, Ryan gave it a 4.5, and Darnell gave it a 5. So the highest score was a 5. And all of us said we
Wow.
would not watch the second, and I did not.
Nobody watched it.
You watch it, Ryan?
Because it's Spider-Man, it's like you
Yeah,
would
crazy.
think that for the most part they would always get that right in some way, even if it's
yeah.
a different incarnation or something.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst, but it wasn't like good.
I definitely did not watch the second. I feel like I remember Darnell saying that Spider-Man was his favorite.
That's right. He did say
If I
that.
remember correctly. It was his favorite of all the superheroes.
Mhm.
So if even he gave it a 5, that's
They
a
didn't
toughie.
do
We
it.
miss you, Darnell. We miss Darnell every single day.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Good guy,
Yeah.
Mr. Darnell Davis, #1 Spider-Man fan and #1 in our hearts. All right. So next was Kelly Park, actress, joining us for Justice League Unlimited. Why, I know what's going on here. This was superhero month,
Yeah,
wasn't
you
it?
can tell by the
It was definitely superhero month.
There's a theme going.
March.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Voltron doesn't feel like a superhero, but
Maybe it was
Oh, you know what
animated.
it
It was
is?
animated
Sci-fi.
cartoon.
yes, it's the children's cartoon spin-offs, because that's what we're doing next month.
Oh,
Okay.
So
That's true.
why
That makes
we
sense. 'Cause
have
Justice League Unlimited
That
came
makes
from
sense.
Justice League.
yeah,
That's right.
DuckTales, Voltron, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Ah.
Spider-Man, Justice League. Muhammad gave it an 8.1. I gave it an 8.2. Kelly
Wow.
gave it an 8.5. Must have been damn good.
Wow.
All three of us said yes, we would watch the second. Guess
Mhm.
what? I didn't, but did
I
you?
watched
Muhammad?
all of it. I watched all, and before we
Yeah.
saw it, I watched all of it. I think
Okay.
a lot. It was good. I mean, part of what you liked about Ryan was it had this very broad diversity of superheroes. It wasn't just
Yeah.
the usual,
Right. I
Batman,
remember that.
Superman, Wonder Woman. It had this large number of these others in there too.
Nice.
So yeah, it was.
I always
it was
liked
good.
the Justice League, those shows.
Yeah, like Super Friends from earlier and stuff like that.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell me about Super Friends. That
I was
was
always more of a Marvel guy. But
Oh,
at
okay.
first, I watched Super Friends for sure.
Yeah.
my
But speaking of Super Friends, the next person who was our guest was Melissa Longo.
Oh.
So this is now starting April 5th. I don't remember what the theme was, but the show was Tulsa King. This was the one that you may remember.
Yes. Yes. I remember.
Yeah,
Yes,
this is-
with Stallone.
that's why I was doing the punch.
Oh,
yeah, the
yeah.
mobster. Yeah.
Right.
So
Yes.
Paramount Plus, it was
Yeah.
pretty positive overall. I gave it a 6.6. I was actually the low one. Ryan gave it a 7.5. Melissa gave it an 8.5. We all said we would watch the second. Melissa, did you watch the second?
I did, and I watched the whole season.
I
And
did
it
Wow.
too.
was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Oh, you got
I
hooked.
enjoyed that show. Yeah.
It was good. I liked it.
Despite
I
the
actually liked the
first-
rest of it more than after the first episode. The first episode I
Yeah.
was moderately good.
So
but
you
actually I liked
watched
it
the
more.
whole thing.
I did.
I didn't watch any more of it, but I remember being pleasantly surprised because at first I was just like, what am I gonna see here? What's going on?
Yeah.
But I remember it actually being pretty
Yeah.
darn good. It was enjoyable. It was fine. It had its flaws. You know, you gotta just figure it's gonna almost everything's gonna have some kind of flaws. This thing overall was good. It was enjoyable. It was
Mhm.
fine.
Yeah. I
Agreed.
was worried going into it because those first mobster scenes were like, I don't know about this, but then it switched and it was fun.
Yeah, especially they brought in the daughter and that became more of a plot that actually got really
Yeah.
interesting.
Mhm.
Spoilers.
Mhm.
No, that happened in the first episode. So up next, this was a treat of treats. We had our good buddy Josh Sussman of
That part was
Glee
a treat.
joining us for History of the World Part 2
Oh.
on
Nice.
Hulu.
Hmm.
Muhammad gave it a 6.6. I gave it a 7.2. Josh gave it a 6.3. Muhammad said he would not watch it. He said, I don't watch toilet humor. That's what he said. That's a direct quote. There was no toilet humor. That's just, he was just like,
I was just grumpy.
Josh and I both said we would watch the second. I did not watch the second. And now I'm remembering it. I'm like, I should have. It was kind of fun.
It was kind
What
of
about you,
it was
Muhammad?
kind of all over the place. That's what I didn't like about it. Yeah, I didn't like that one. I did not watch the second.
I mean, nothing beats the movie.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah.
Yeah,
The movie was
Classic.
excellent. That I liked. Yeah,
No, Ryan
Excellent.
loves that one.
yeah. Well,
Excellent.
speaking of
Yeah.
can't be beaten, our next guest is Rico E. Anderson.
Hey!
This is now on April 19th, and this was for the show on Netflix, Florida Man, which you may remember he was hired to go chase somebody who he had been dating on the sly. So and
That's
then
right.
it
Florida
seemed
Man.
like she was
Terrible
dead when he went to go pursue her.
Yeah.
So in
happened
terms of
No, go ahead.
okay, so in terms of scores, I gave it a 6.3. Ryan gave it a 7.4. Rico, you gave it a 6.5. Rico, you and I said we would watch the second. Ryan said he would not. Rico, did you watch the second?
I didn't.
Dare
I ended up
you.
watching the whole thing. Actually,
Yeah. Oh,
some
really?
of it I kind
Oh,
of had
wow.
on in the background. Like I didn't watch it carefully, but I had it on and like as I was doing
How
other
was it?
things.
Okay.
It actually there were interesting twists in it, which was interesting. So that
Oh.
I
Nice.
like that aspect to it. It was okay. I mean, it's not like something I don't reminisce about the show, but it's okay.
Florida Man.
Oh, was it just one season? For
Yeah, it's just one season. Yeah.
Would you watch the second season? I know
I
this
don't think
has
there's gonna. It didn't seem like they would have a second season the way it ended. It didn't. It
Oh,
seemed like
wow.
there was a conclusion at the end. It seemed like.
Mhm.
Interesting.
I mean, but who knows, right?
I mean, if it's got high enough demand, they'll
they'll do a
figure it
spin-off
out.
or whatever, and
Mhm.
just call it
Okay,
something different,
Prodigy.
maybe. Or
Yeah.
who knows?
Did I watch the second? Say it with me.
No.
In the live chat, our good buddy War Dogheim says, yeah, you know when Ryan's lying, quote, yes, I'll watch the second.
Right.
Kimber says the movie was amazing about history of the world. Bob D says Ryan's watched the first so many times he doesn't have time for seconds. Right, that's very true.
Yeah, sounds right.
But I wanted
Joe,
to go
and-
back a tiny bit when Kimber Sports talking about the movie. Has everybody here seen Blazing Saddles?
Long time ago.
Oh,
long
Blazing
time ago.
Saddles. Oh, you're taking it
Yeah.
back. Take it, yeah. That's
Oh,
old
yeah.
school, man.
I feel
That's
like that.
old
I
school.
feel like that's a very popular. I've never seen it. I've seen the
Oh.
first.
Oh wow.
So I'm with you,
What?
Katie. I watched the first.
What?
You're gonna hate me for this one.
Dude.
I watched the first 20 minutes and got bored and moved on
Oh,
with my life.
Oh, dude, that
What
needs
are
to
you
be our
gonna
beer
do?
and pizza night. We gotta watch
I know. I
that.
know.
You need to suffer
Yeah.
through it, and it's no suffering because it's freaking.
But I've seen History of the World Part 1 like 10 times, and I've seen Spaceballs, so I've seen all those, but Blazing Saddles, I was just kind of like,
Oh, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Mel Brooks wrote that
Nice.
movie with Richard Pryor. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Richard
Oh, yeah.
Cleavon,
Yeah.
Cleavon Little part is supposed to be Pryor also.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
remember why you didn't do it.
yeah. Right. Dude, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. We'll discuss later, but you must.
And that's the
We gotta
Ethiopian
watch. Wait till we hear about the
Shim
next show.
Sham. Yes. The next one is Last of Us on HBO Max. This was towards the end of April with our good buddy Neil Patrick Stevens joining us for that one. And Muhammad gave it a 9.4.
Wow.
Ryan gave it a
Well deserved.
8.3. And Neil gave it a, you know how they say point in French? Virgule. Isn't that weird?
So
So
long way
Neil,
saying point.
yeah, Neil gave it a 9.5. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue as much. However, Muhammad and Neil both said yes, of course they would watch the second. 9.4 and 9.5. Of course, I gave it an 8.3 and I said no, I would not. And I didn't watch it. I thought it was good, but not quite enough to watch the second. Muhammad, you watched the hell out of it, didn't you?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I watched the heck out of it. Yeah, and honestly, like, remember what I just said earlier about Florida Man? This is a show I actually reminisce on. I actually think back, like, dang, that was good. That may have been like one of the best seasons of TV I saw last year. Like, it was really good. And I did not play the video game, so it's not because of any tied to the video game. Like, dang, that was good.
Wow.
You saw it, Desmond?
Oh yeah. It was like, especially, I won't spoil it, but like it gets really good towards the end of the season too.
Yes, the latter half. There's one episode I can't talk about without tearing up too. I can't. There's one episode in the middle I can't talk about because it's like
that was the one with the most epic pickup truck scene, right? In that first episode. That was brilliant cinematography and directing, and it was just like I was blown away by it. I remember like, yeah. Anyway, it makes me speechless.
The actors
now I remember
the guy who plays Mandalorian. I can't remember his name.
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, thank you, Pedro Pascal. And then the girl who plays Lyanna Mormont in Game of Thrones.
You know, she was originally, they cast Judge Judy to play her part.
Oh, wow.
Judge Judy.
Judge Judy.
Obviously,
I remember reading that,
yeah, obviously.
At the opposite end of the spectrum of great, though, is the next show we saw, but not the people. The people were fantastic. The people were Katie and Darth. Yeah. And this was when we watched, I'm sorry, Star Wars fans, this is when we watched Disney Plus Andor, and we did not love it. A highest score was a 4, which was a 3-way tie between me, Ryan, and Darth. Katie went even lower with the 3.2, and all of us said we would not watch the second.
Oh my
God! You guys and
sorry, Star Wars fans.
You think you know a person? Jeez.
People, as with all shows, this is one of those ones that everybody says, "Oh, it gets better if you keep going." Like, but I don't want to.
Well, so I guess the question is, did Katie and or Darth watch the second?
I
honestly, until you just mentioned his name, I completely forgot we watched it.
This is what I'd watched before, and I'd completely forgotten it. I watched it again, like, oh, I have seen this before. Oh,
yeah, that's
right. I just seen the first one, and I didn't go past it that time either.
Wow.
So everybody in the live chat, we are checking in on you guys. So anytime we mention a show, if you've seen it or if you like it or if you hate it, let us know because we need a little bit of feedback. We need to know, are we wrong about this? Does it get way better when we say, oh, it was totally a 3.6 and I didn't watch it? Are you guys going to be like, okay, you're missing out. It's really good. Let us know.
We're just evaluating the first episode, not the series. So it's possible it does get a ton better. Maybe the second episode would be a 10. We don't know.
Yep.
We didn't watch
live
it.
Chat. They're evaluating us.
Yeah.
We're always evaluating us.
Give Ryan a 10.
Up next, oh, this is great. This is we're in May. So May is kind of like, we start to go into fantasy month, right?
Yeah.
So next was the Rings of Power. And Mom and I just had a little special time with just the two of us, which is a lot of good fun. Rings of Power on Amazon.
I think I interviewed you actually in that one.
Uh-huh. I remember that.
Yeah.
Nice.
And Muhammad gave it an 8.5. I gave it a 6.5. We both said
Ooh.
yes, we would watch the second because this is a Lord of the Rings spin-off,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Question
The
is,
prequel.
Muhammad, right? Prequel.
Yeah.
Did you watch the second?
I did watch the whole thing. Yeah. It was good. The next several episodes were a little dull, but
Hmm.
I kept on saying it's like the next several episodes were basically the main character waiting for a ride. It's like,
Waiting for a
hey, she's still
ride.
waiting for a ride.
Was it
Still here.
Galandria or
Yeah, exactly. Galadriel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a little score.
But by the time when she actually got to the place she was going, it got better again.
Well, I got some news for all of y'all. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. Darth knows. We all know.
Yep.
I did not
We all
watch the
know.
second.
Oh,
I just
Wow.
it just didn't I would, and I
That's-
might still someday, but I
Just
did
wait.
not.
Just fast forward through like episodes 2 through 4.
Mohammed, weren't
Like,
you
what the hell's
just the
going on
one
on this
5
show?
minutes ago saying if somebody says it gets better and you say, but I don't want to? You were just saying that.
But you already said you liked the first.
Yeah, I did.
That's a difference there.
So the next
that was
one
a
we
fun
did, oh, here's a good fantasy one. A Tale Dark and Grim.
That sounds
Two M's on Grim to let you know
Grim.
what's going on here.
Brothers
That's
Grimm.
on Netflix. Our guest was Talus Forge.
cosplayer.
Muhammad gave it a 6. Ryan gave it a 5. Talus gave it a 5.7. All three of us said we would not watch the second. I didn't, but remembering back on it, I kind of might because
Yeah,
it's
same.
nice to see, grim fairy tales in cartoon version, but it just wasn't well executed.
I confess a couple of times I thought about it. I never actually clicked on it. But I remember I walked by like, actually, I'd rather we watch an Enterprise episode or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
The Star Trek.
It's a little Zindi.
Yeah, the Cindy.
Yeah.
Oh, well. But anyway, it was still worth trying. But the next week was something much more exciting because we brought back Rico E. Anderson to talk about, this was Cisco Day week, A Man Called Hawk on Tubi TV. This got much higher reviews. I was actually the low person at a 7. Rico gave it an 8.5, and Ryan capped it off at a 10, with everybody saying they would watch the second.
Yeah.
Did everybody
So
watch
did
the
Ryan
second
watch the second?
per this contract signed promise?
I remember when the show came out, and I was excited about it, and so I've seen the whole series. I think it was only one season, but
wow.
I totally remember it and loved it because I remember I loved Hawk from Spencer for Hire.
Yeah.
I
didn't even know there was a spin-off show.
Well, Spencer Fry was it was the spinoff. Spencer Fry was the original, and then he spun off from that.
Yeah, I saw Spencer for Hire. Yeah,
same. Yeah. I watched Spencer Fry. I actually did not watch the second for this one. I don't know if you did, Ryan. You gave it a 10.
Wait, Darth, you're a Spencer for Hire fan? That totally makes sense.
Right.
He loves old stuff.
Explain
it.
I didn't watch the
Ryan's
second.
avoiding answering the question.
But there's no way I'm not going to give a 10 to the Cisco on the Cisco Day.
Hey, Avery Brooks.
That was May 22nd. And again, this year it will be May 22nd because that's the rule. It's forever the Cisco Day now.
Awesome.
Up next. Oh, here's a fun one. Because then we jumped back into Fantasy Month. We took a break for the Cisco Day. And we did House of the Dragon on HBO Max with our pal Kellyanne Park.
It's a prequel to Game of Thrones.
Right. I call it a spinoff. You call it a prequel. Melissa calls it tomato. The point is, who doesn't love Game of Thrones? Muhammad gave it an 8.3. I gave it an 8.7. Kelly gave it a 9. 8.9.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
We all
Got
said
it.
we would watch the second.
I
Muhammad,
did
you
what I watched it all. Actually, it's one of those things that comes
Wow.
up in my little Facebook reels that sometimes shows clips from that. And whenever it's that, I'm like, yeah, actually, I'll watch that. So I still watch it all the time as it comes up in the little reels. Actually, I'm still heartbroken at a certain, I won't say who it is, a certain death in the last episode. Like, oh no, I remember texting my friends, I can't believe it.
Was it for Game of Thrones? How you love the hell out of somebody and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't say which character, you have to watch the series to see. How about you, Ryan?
well, that's why I never watched Game of Thrones, because I'm like, they better not kill Boromir. But
Boring.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Ned Stark.
well, that's yeah. When I first started watching Game of Thrones, that was the joke I'd make. I'd be like, "Oh, Boromir's my favorite. As long as he's in the show, I'll keep watching." People would be like, is
number
he-
one fan.
You get to see his head in the second season.
So
Flashbacks.
I did watch it. I watched the whole season. I watched the whole thing. I didn't necessarily think I was going to when I said yes, I would, because I don't usually. But then, you kind of just put on while you're brushing your teeth or while you're, feeding the squirrels. And then
Oh,
it's really good. It's like Game of Thrones. It is you think it's going to be tough to get into new characters. It kind of is a little tough at first, but like with everything, it takes a while and then it warms up.
Yeah.
And it's not quite at the level of Game of Thrones, but Game of Thrones wasn't at the level of Game of Thrones in
No,
the first
season of Game of
season.
Thrones was not great. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
okay. It was good, but
So yeah, I watched the whole thing and it was time well spent.
it was good arcs too on some of the characters too, where like, oh, this character is like very different than in the very beginning. Thought that was
They kept
interesting.
jumping time every 2
They
seasons.
were jumping and even changing
Yeah,
actors
guys,
kind of
they
like in the
grew up so
crown.
quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they grew
I
up
remember
so quick.
Darnell was really raving about it when it was only a few episodes in. He was
Yeah.
really selling me on it.
Well, speaking of family dramas, that next one we had, this was now for June 7th with special guest Kat Guerin. We watched Succession on HBO. This was right around the time the series ended. So the scores were Mohammed 8.5, Ryan 9.5, and Kat Guerin a 10. And all three of us said we would watch the second. So if you remember the story, this is basically like a TV mogul, and he's old. He's starting to lose it a little bit in that first episode, and he has 3 kids who are kind of, well, actually, I guess 4 kids. We always kind of forget the one who are kind of vying for
Cameron, who kicks his dad's Corvette or whatever.
But all of a sudden, we would watch the second. So I actually watched the whole series. I thought it was
It's a good show.
It was dark but very good. Yeah.
I think I'm the only person who hasn't seen it.
Oh,
Okay.
it's good. It's good.
Yeah, I hear it. I just haven't sat my ass down and
Fair enough.
Well, I'm going to tell y'all a little tale. And it was towards the end of watching this pilot. I'm watching it. It's getting pretty good. It's getting better. It's getting better. And in the last scene, I did something I've never done before. I actually just started clapping.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that.
Ooh.
I was just
Really?
like, I was just kind of like one of those 80s TV dads, like, you son of a bitch, you did it.
You son of a
Because
you didn't do the soft clap, that.
it was kind of, but it didn't speed up. It was just kind of like, it was a masterpiece, like Breaking Bad's first episode, like the first episode of Lost. At that
Judge
final
Judy.
scene. Yeah, Judge Judy.
Judge Judy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
that final scene, didn't even need words. I just saw it's just panning. The camera's like panning, but just seeing the people and already knowing what their full arc is throughout that first episode, I was just like, wow. I did watch the second. I watched the whole thing.
You watched the whole thing?
And
Awesome. You watched the
it's-
drama. I love
Right.
it.
I don't like drama. I don't like New York stuff. I don't like business stuff. I don't like, hey, forget about it. Kind of. I don't like any of that or business high rollers. I don't like any of the. But this show deserves to be seen because it is freaking phenomenal. Easily the best thing I've seen all year.
Wow.
They're
So
phenomenal.
what is
Was
that?
it?
Like
Nice.
three
Oh,
or
sorry.
4 shows Ryan's watched,
I know.
right?
Yeah.
What was it,
Mhm.
3, 4, something like that? More than the first episode? That's impressive.
Mhm.
Maybe a couple, but this is the best. I mean, no doubt
Wow.
about it. Unbelievable. I know I'm late to the boat on this one, but Rico, get a hold of yourself. Watch the freaking show.
Was it this show or was it House of Dragon that we also had the surprise birthday party for you? There's one of those two. I don't remember which one.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
We all
It must
dipped
have
in.
been House of the Dragon. Let me
That was
see.
House of Dragon, so it was one back.
Yeah.
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 A great little
Or-
interlude in the middle. Celebration of Ryan. We had lots of people jump on. It was really, really sweet.
That was
Oh, yeah.
fun.
See
That was
everybody
fun.
there.
That's true. That was fun. But I'm like, it must have been House of the Dragon because all I remember about Succession was the show. So,
Okay.
Melissa, have you seen it?
I think I've seen the first couple of episodes, and it's very good. I just haven't watched the rest of it yet.
That's me too.
Yeah, I was surprised because I don't know. I was surprised because I wasn't immediately enthralled with like unlikable characters, but but it's so well done and it's so well acted and yeah, it's very good, and I do need to watch the rest of it.
What about Katie?
I've seen like enough clips to put everything together. I just haven't formally watched everything because you know how TikTok is. You watch one clip for like more than 20 seconds, you're like,
You're sucked
well,
in.
guess that's
Oh,
my For You
yeah.
page now.
Yeah.
So
Dr. Anne Marie
Interesting.
Siegel actually says that she was listening to the Succession theme song driving around Vegas at STLV. I don't know if you guys remember, that was one
Nice.
where
Wow.
they were very careful about doing it, where it was just slightly off key and intentionally
Yes.
so. Yeah,
Mm.
it was
That's
very
good.
just to
It
sort of
sets
show
it
the
up beautifully.
dysfunction in the family. That was really well
Mhm.
done.
That's interesting.
Very, very good music. Very smart. All right. Galenda says, how does Ryan know I feed the squirrels? Actually, your pal Darth Shuey is the squirrel feeder.
Yeah.
Squirrel King.
Insert nuts joke there.
Insert nuts joke.
Next was Big Hero 6, the
Ooh.
series.
Yes.
Lila Shacker, our buddy, our Egyptian pal,
Woo!
joined
Team
us.
Egypt.
Muhammad gave it a 6. Ryan gave it a 6.3. Lila gave it a 6. Oh, and Darth was there. Darth, you remember this? You also gave it a 6.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of 6s.
Very low variance on this one. In terms of watching the second, however, only Darth said he would watch the second. All the rest of us were not. I mean, part of what I didn't like about it wasn't so much that I didn't like, I just didn't really remember the movie that well.
movie.
And it very much assumed
Oh.
like you knew the movie. And I was like, I saw
Yeah.
the movie like years ago. I remember that he was a big inflated guy, and I remember like vaguely about the guy who died and stuff, but
Who,
the
Rico?
details were all gone. It was very much
Oh.
assuming like, oh, here's this guy again. Like, I don't know who this is.
I don't know
Okay.
who that is.
Yeah. I did not watch the second. I don't know if did you, Dart?
No, I didn't. I feel like a recap is like kind of insults your intelligence, but at the same time, like if it's been a while or so, yeah, you do kind of want to recap. Like, who are these guys? What the hell's going on?
What did I watch?
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Ryan,
Yeah, did I
guess-
see that original thing?
Ryan, did you keep your promise and not watch it?
Come on. Hey.
Hey, Dylan.
What I did.
Easiest no watch I ever did. Not really, but that was no sweat there.
Yeah.
So,
Well, continuing the sorry.
oh yeah, so up next,
Yeah,
here it is, Wolverine and the
Ooh.
X-Men. Very exciting. This actually was superhero month, I believe. June is because we had
Was it? I mean, look at the
yeah,
next
well,
one.
we
I'm
had
not so
Big
sure.
Hero 6, we had Wolverine, yeah, maybe not. I don't remember what it was.
The next one doesn't seem like a superhero. I don't think so.
I think this was just anything goes kind of thing. But anyway, speaking of anything goes,
Very
Desmond
animated.
Heck was our guest.
Speaking
Desmond,
of anything
I
goes,
remember.
please tell me you loved this show. Oh, wait,
I did, yeah.
but we got to say what we actually gave it, of course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. Where'd we go? Okay. Muhammad gave it an 8. I gave it a 6. You gave it a 9. You
Wow.
and Muhammad
Wow.
both said you would watch the second. I said I would not. God, how dare you, Ryan? It's the X-Men. But did you watch the rest, Desmond?
I started to, but then I realized it wasn't the same it wasn't the same version of the show because it was a different. It wasn't Wolverine and the X-Men. It was a different animated Wolverine because I was like, this isn't the
Oh.
right background because I like the
Oh.
background in the one that we watched.
You're
But I was
thinking
like,
of
this isn't the right
97
background.
or something, right?
Yeah, it was like it was very relaxing their background, but this other one was like more anime, not
Oh.
a different kind of anime. I don't even know what show it was. It wasn't Wolverine and the X-Men. It was just
It
Wolverine.
went in
So
a
I
different
stopped
direction.
watching.
Okay.
Yeah,
This
so
one, if I remember right, this was something where like there was some disaster in the beginning and they were coming back later. Is that right? Or is am I remembering a different X-Men show? I can't
Or he
remember.
was
There's so
trying
many
to
X-Men
save,
shows
like,
we've
this-
done, it's hard to remember.
he was like staying at some family's house. Remember?
Oh, that's right. You're right. I was thinking of a different one. Yeah. I remember he was
Okay.
hiding out with some family. Oh, actually, no, that was the same one.
Yeah.
He was because somehow he was assumed to be associated with whatever that disaster was, and he was hiding from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I did not watch the second though. I mean, I wouldn't rule it out. I mean, but I have not yet watched the second. So, right. Ryan,
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
guessing
really remember it.
yeah. We've seen
I
so many
love the
similar
X-Men and
shows.
I
It's
totally
hard.
want to see it. I'm excited to see this thing, but if I watched it once, didn't watch any other episodes, maybe there's a reason for that. So
Yeah,
no, I did
good
not.
idea.
Oh, you promised no, so it's fair.
I didn't
But-
promise.
There you go. Yeah.
What's the promise just when you say no? Up next,
well,
we have
Desmond-
Josh Sussman coming
Well,
to
we got to
talk
let
to us.
Desmond go
Oh, sorry.
here, but Desmond, we
Oh,
want to
do it.
thank you
Okay.
very much for hanging out with us. Well, that concludes your tenure with us, but you're back earlier this year, so looking forward to seeing
Sweet.
you again sometime.
Awesome.
Please tell Judge Judy we said hi, my friends. Great seeing you.
Oh, Ryan says what's up. Oh, okay. She says no.
That's you out.
All right, man. Thanks very much,
I can see you
Desmond. We'll
guys.
soon.
Bye.
See
Good to
ya.
see you.
Bye.
Good seeing you.
That was fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh,
So-
now, Muhammad, what were you going to say?
Sure. Up next, we have The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh with Josh Sussman, who proved himself to be the biggest Winnie the Pooh fan ever. So
This
that's why
was
I
our
don't-
cutest recording ever, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, it was very cute. I remember he had the pajamas and he had the poos and he had all sorts
Aw.
of
He did.
Awesome.
He was wearing his pajamas, the Winnie the
Yeah.
Pooh pajamas. He was playing with Pooh. He had
Yeah.
it was everything. He had
Yeah.
Pooh everything. He had Pooh, everywhere. It
Everything.
was
There was
amazing.
poo all over the place.
Yeah.
On the walls, on the
Yeah,
ceiling.
totally. No, in response to the poo on the walls, Ryan gave it a 3.5.
It was a family show. Watch the
I gave it
first.
a 5, and Josh was just below me at 4.999.
Wow.
Mm.
Ryan and I both said we would not watch the second. Josh said he would. I did not watch the second. I mean, again, it was one of those ones. It was fine for what it was. There was a lot of physical comedy. There was, cuteness, but I was like,
Oh, I remember
I'm like,
now.
I'm okay.
When the piece of gum grew into a giant, I was like, that's not
Ball of poo.
possible.
Yeah.
That's funny. I remember
Fine for what it
I remember
was,
it so fondly, but that's just because of how fun Josh was. But the show
Exactly.
itself wasn't
The
very
show
good.
was not that fun. It was,
Yeah, 'cause
and again, if you were
he
like
just-
4, it'd be great, but
Yeah, Josh was great in that one, so I remember that one very well. Everybody, you've got to see it. What number is that? That
170?
is
170.
yeah. Let me see. Yeah. WTF 170, Winnie the Pooh Adventure, something or other with Josh Sussman. It's the cutest thing in the world. He's in his pajamas, as you know. He had a couple, he had a poo on his lap. He had a couple poos on a chair next to him.
He was
It's
all
just-
in.
It was just,
Pooh Jones.
it was amazing.
I love poo.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Rico, how do you feel about poo?
Hey, Winnie the Pooh growing up was my boy. So
Mhm.
yeah, I was a Pooh fan. So yeah, I was all about the Pooh. Didn't matter that
Aw.
he wore no pants, but he was Pooh.
I mean, when you got to poo,
He's
you
got
got
a little-
to have pants, right?
Hey, yeah,
True. Very true.
The rails are over there and we just went off them.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
It was
anyway,
Disney
Rails-
Plus
rails
not
are-
picking us up.
everybody's saying it was an adorable episode that's seen it. They remember it well. Everybody, you've got to see it. WTF episode number 170. should we move on to episode 171, everybody, or should we make more poo jokes or references? They're not jokes, they're references.
We had
Let's
enough.
make more poo.
We're just talking about poo.
I can dig it.
All right.
Everybody
Wow,
has
our
poo.
numbers are taking a
Oh, we got it.
nosedive right now. Okay.
Gosh.
People are leaving the chat
Amazing.
like crazy.
Yeah, they
What
want to go
the
poo.
show? This episode.
So up next was Melissa Longo joining us. You may remember her from self-help films like Get Confident, Stupid, and Smoke Yourself Thin. That was from The Simpsons, if you'll recall.
I
But
thought
what?
that's
Oh,
Troy
whoa!
McClure.
Simpsons.
That's the weirdest thing ever. That's actually the show we did was The Simpsons. I didn't mean to.
Oh, I thought you
Just-
just knew that.
Oh.
No, I was just quoting them because that's what it reminded me of. Anyway. So
Oh my
apparently we did
gosh.
The Simpsons. Maham
Yeah,
gave it a
the very first
7.4.
Yep.
I gave it an 8.6. Melissa gave it an 8.
Hmm.
All three of us said we would watch the second.
What?
I did not.
I did back in the day, like when it aired. I watched the second. I didn't go back. And watch
Everybody's
it.
watched the
Actually, I think recently I did watch a couple episodes, but I didn't go back and watch number 2. You know? But I have seen number 2. At
Yeah.
some
Back
point,
to
so.
number 2
back
talk,
to
huh?
back to poo. Yeah.
To poo.
Pooh will always be number
What about
2 in
you,
my-
Melissa?
I
Always
didn't go back and watch the second. I don't know that I've seen the second. I know I've seen a lot of Simpsons episodes, but I don't know if I've seen the second episode.
Their Halloween
Never seen The
specials were epic.
Simpsons.
Oh, their
Oh,
Halloween
yeah.
specials were epic back in the day. I
Oh,
love those
before.
especially.
Garth, what do you
Some
do?
other fun. There's some other fun ones, like the one with the tobacco, where they made this hybrid of tomato and tobacco, and it was like
That
this
was
super
one of the best.
addicted tomato.
Ew.
It was crazy.
And the cows got addicted.
I remember the cow thing. Oh my god! I remember this from like 1990.
Like,
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, speaking of addicting, the next time we had Jurassic Jen Durst come join us to see Johnny Quest on HBO Max.
Ooh.
The scores were high, but the enthusiasm was less. The scores were, I gave it a 7, Jen gave it a 7, Ryan gave it an 8, but Ryan and I were both like, we're good. Jen said she would watch the next one. I did not watch the second of that one. Did you, Ryan?
Hell no, come on. Johnny Quest. Joking.
Wait, was this the new adventures of Johnny Quest, or was this like the old school?
That was old, I think. Yeah.
Oh.
Was
Was
it
this
like
like
well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what new is
Like the
from. I mean, this was an old show. I don't. Maybe it's
Oh.
new in 1970 or whatever.
just gave me a
Yeah.
thumbs up? Like just gave me a thumbs
Yeah,
up.
if you do like hold your thumb up for some programs, it'll like give you a thumbs up thought bubble. It's
Really?
weird. Yeah, I've seen it happen to a couple friends before.
It just popped up.
I saw it too.
Yeah.
It was Monica
Yeah,
and
that's cool.
Chandler, I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, go Rico.
Oh.
Whoa,
That was very impressive.
Wow.
Wow.
This
Yeah,
is
look
the
at
program
that.
saying it likes Johnny Quest.
What happens if I
Hey,
flip
a
it
lot
off?
more than Ryan and I did.
You got to hold
The
it
Screen
for a
Festival.
really long time.
Yeah. What happens if I flip off the?
So this
Get the
month
flip-flop
was
emoji.
July was animated comedy month.
Yeah.
And Johnny Quest was kind of listed as a comedy, but when we watched it, it wasn't really.
No, it's
Not
not.
really, more action, no?
Hmm.
Action
Yeah,
adventure.
but
The
then
only thing-
next,
Oh, I was just gonna say the only thing
Next.
I know about Johnny Quest is it was a part of the Danny Phantom background for creating that show. And it was like
He's
part
a
inspiration
phantom.
for it. So I can appreciate it just because of that.
Yo, Danny Phantom was just 14. I'm sorry.
You see,
It's
Katie.
built a very strange machine.
Exactly. I love that show.
Darth seems like he's watched that show.
Danny Phantom.
I don't know that one.
Mm.
There should be a
What's it called?
WTF, Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom. Yeah, I gotta check
There's
that
a
out.
house under construction in our neighborhood. Whenever I walk through the walls, I'm like, going ghost. And I'd walk through the
Yeah.
walk between the walls.
Nice.
Wow.
That's so cool.
That show sounds terrible.
Kind of like
Speaking of
Yeah.
which, the next show we did was
A
the
great
Wee Wee
show.
Bears.
We Bear Bears, the
Yes,
best
Oh.
show.
the Wee Wee Bears. Our good pal Jennifer Durst calls it the Wee Wee Bears, and so I started calling it the
Yes.
Wee Wee Bears. But it's called We Bear Bears.
Bears.
Darth was with us for this one. Katie was with us for this one. I couldn't handle it. Muhammad gave it an 8.8. I gave it a 3 graciously. Katie gave it a 7.6. Darth gave it a 6. No, wait, Katie said 7.5. Darth said 6. Everybody said they would watch the second. I was the only one not on Quaaludes, so I said no. So I did not watch the second. Did you guys sober up, or did you end up watching the
I
second?
love that show. It's
Watched
so
it,
good.
yeah. Binged it.
I've seen a good handful of episodes.
Yeah, for anybody who hasn't seen it, it's basically like 3 bears that walk around in a stack. There's like a panda and a grizzly bear and a
That's
polar
bears
bear
too.
that walk in a little stack.
Yeah,
It's bear
It's
juice
very
science.
funny. Somehow or another, they just talk to
Watch.
people and nobody's
Yeah.
thrown off by
No
it.
one
It's just-
cares.
it's all like, okay.
It was in the city. Yeah.
It is very trippy. I'll give you that, Ryan.
So Muhammad and Katie, you guys watched all of it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's even a movie too.
Oh wow. Damn.
You know what's funny? I remember auditioning for that.
Really?
Yeah, auditioning and the doing voice work for it, and I do remember the dialogue was interesting.
Unique.
It's-
Ice Bear's the
Yeah.
best.
Oh
Yeah.
His
Now I
dialogue
kinda wish
never
I had
ceases
booked
to
it
be
Ice
funny.
because-
Bear.
You know,
Ice Bear's gonna call the cops.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Rico, TJ Jackson Bay out in Missouri in the live chat says, try a peace sign. See if you do
Ooh,
this.
and
if it'll
hand
give us-
hearts.
Ooh.
That's the Go Team Venture sign.
it didn't
Oh.
take me flipping it off. Oh,
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 whoa.
look at that.
Whoa,
Ah.
Rico's
Thanks,
got
TJ.
the magic
the hand
touch. He's
heart.
got the magic
Yeah.
stick.
Wow.
Something- He's got some
Speaking
kind
of-
of setting on his. Yeah.
but they were
speaking of magic
definitely like,
things.
don't do anything if somebody flips it off, because I was flipping off the screen for a minute.
What if
Ah.
it did like a Star Trek filter?
Oh,
Like
It should. Like it gives you
What if-
ears, Vulcan ears.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Ferengi
The
ears.
Enterprise flies
Hang
by.
on forehead.
Are you
Oh,
serious? They
man.
gotta get that.
Anyways,
Oh.
speaking of
Oh.
sci-fi, the next
Everybody
episode we had
write
our
in.
sci-fi guy come on, Andre Saxman.
Yeah.
Very
Chat
nice.
with us about
Yay.
BoJack Horseman on Netflix. This was one where I was the low vote. So Ryan gave it a 7.8. Andre gave it a 7.5. I was much more critical with a 4.5. I said I would not watch the second, but both Ryan and Andre said they would. And I held to my promise. I did not watch the second.
Yeah, Bojack. No thanks. I didn't watch it. It was better than I expected, though. It was actually pretty good, pretty smart, pretty funny.
I don't even remember what
and
it was anymore.
I would watch the second. I just didn't. I was surprised by it. It was pretty good.
What was it?
I
I don't
think-
even remember. Like I remember the name, but I don't even remember anything about it.
It was
at
a
all.
cartoon about a guy with a horse head.
Oh,
And remember, you hated his roommate, and I did too. His
Yes.
roommate was like not obnoxious funny. He was just obnoxious.
Yeah.
You know?
I thought the horse was real.
Yeah, right. Well, that's the magic of Hollywood. They were able to get a
Hmm.
horse to voice it for sure.
Yeah, real horse, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like poo.
Like an actual horse.
I'm just gonna go back to that.
You can go back to the horse poo.
Horse poo.
Horse poo.
Actually, very good for
Anime.
moving on.
Oh, Katie just posted in the live chat. She found a box of Girl Scout cookies under her desk.
I did. That entire conversation, I was just like, holy.
I was wondering what you were nibbling on.
The adventurefuls.
Who's on one? Are
Wow.
those
Oh,
Girl
wow.
Scouts? Oh, man.
See, Quaaludes make you hungry.
Which kind
Yeah,
is
they
it?
look good.
Which ones
Yeah,
were
they
those?
do.
Mm.
Is it
Which
peanut
ones were
butter?
Dosey Does.
They're
Super.
adventurefuls.
Adventure.
Adventurefuls.
Is that the
They're one
new
of the
one?
new
Yeah,
ones.
That's good.
Mhm.
That was the
Oh,
new
Looks
one.
like a
Okay.
brownie and
Okay.
caramel.
It's like a puddle of caramel with brownies and then chocolate glaze.
Wow.
Oh.
Ooh.
There's a reason
Greg
I need
Kid-
to work out, guys, and it's because of those cookies.
That
Like
sounds
Frank Kinsler
good.
said you just
Per
won the
box.
lottery.
Oh my God, that's
What?
amazing.
Who won the lottery?
And
Katie.
Katie, because she found the cookies.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of winning the lottery, we felt like we won the lottery when we got this next guest, Darth FS Shuey.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
Amen.
you know it. We did. Oh, what the heck? Oh, so this was superhero month.
Okay.
Hmm.
Finally, this was superhero
Officially.
month. August we did Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Oh,
Oh, that's what
HBO.
ATHF is. I was like, what the heck is ATHF?
Muhammad gave it a
Okay.
3.5. I gave it a 5. And Darth, who loves the show, even gave it a 3. So let's be real
Wow.
about
Keep
this.
it real.
We all gave it a
3?
no.
I don't
We
remember
all
this
said
at
we
all.
would not watch the second.
Gone.
Yeah.
Completely
What about
forgotten it. I
you,
don't remember what Aqua Teen Hunger Force
I've
was.
watched
If you told me
quite
I'd
a
never
bit of
seen it,
that.
I'd believe you.
What about you, Dr. Shuey?
Yeah, I've watched quite a bit of that. So that's kind of what got me into all the Adult Swim shows. So that was
Oh.
the first one, the one that kind of dipped my toes into.
I could never get into that show.
It's very
Really?
weird.
I think that was it. I just couldn't take the weirdness of it.
It's like weird for the
Oh.
sake of being weird.
It was like the food things, right? Like the
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
cup with the straw.
Love
That's
show.
right. Okay, got
Yeah,
it. Okay, I remember
with
that
Meat
now.
Wad.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
come on, guys. The guy that talks
I
like
remember
that.
that. Okay.
I think
Got
Melissa
it.
would hate that show and Katie would like it.
Got it.
Hmm.
Maybe.
She'd watch it on
Have to watch it.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Speaking of things,
Oh yeah.
It'd be
speaking of
perfect
things
for
we
TikTok.
like, the next week was much more exciting when we got Miss Marvel with again special guest Darth Shuey.
Whoa.
Yay.
And this is of course connecting to the Marvel's movie that's out now. So this is the like teenager Pakistani lady who then finds the special glove thing that she can then
Bracelet.
get superpowers with, or bracelet, sorry. That she
From
can
a
get
grandma.
special powers. Yeah, so that was pretty
Like
cool.
mangoes and something like
Come
that.
on, Darth,
I-
show him some glove.
I loved it and gave it a 9. Ryan was a little more lukewarm with a 6.1, and Darth was even a little bit more lukewarm with a 6. I said I would watch the second. Darth also would watch the second. Ryan said no. I watched the whole thing. I very much enjoyed that series. I thought it
You
was
got
really
better.
Nice. I got through a good chunk of
Does it
it.
get
I
better?
watched a good 3 or 4 episodes.
I actually even liked the first episode too. I mean, even aside from the rest of the series, I really liked the first episode. But I watched the whole series. That was quite good.
I'm also a Marvel head, so it's like those things. I just always want to see it through, So as
Yeah. You got at least
Marvel, I'm seeing it through, no matter even if one episode sucks. I'm here for it.
So did Rico watch Nick Fury though?
Secret Invasion?
Or Secret Invasion? Yeah.
I did watch it.
No, all right.
Well,
Was
Darth,
the
what
first
made
episode
you-
bad? Or was
That's
it,
a whole other story.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Maybe we should, hey, everybody in the live chat, let us know. WTF Nick Fury Home Invasion. What was it called? Some kind of invasion. I don't know.
Security.
Darth, why did you stop after 3 or 4 episodes?
It just wasn't grabbing me. Like if you ever watch something and you just feel like you're looking at everything else besides the show, it's like it's not engaging you. That's kind of how it was. And I was trying like hell to engage with it, but it just wasn't doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Marvel?
I like the girls. I like a lot of the
note,
ancillary characters.
that's how Darth acts on a date, by the way.
Aw.
Just so you know. He's supposed to be watching, but he's just looking around at everything else.
She could be the one, too. She could be the one.
You wouldn't
That's
know.
you ruined it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch the second. But you know what? I think this was when I came to the conclusion that I don't watch the second of any Marvel shows.
Pretty.
I didn't watch the second of
Really?
WandaVision,
Hawkeye.
didn't watch the second of Hawkeye, didn't watch the second of
Winter Soldier and Falcon.
Winter Soldier, didn't watch the second of MODOK,
I'm here
didn't
for
watch
it.
the second of
What
any
is
of them.
it? Loki.
Nope,
Wow.
didn't watch
You
the
guys
second
watch-
of Loki.
How
Wow.
did you not watch the second of Loki?
Dude,
That man's
Mm.
beautiful. How did you not watch it?
You're missing out,
Dude,
bro.
that
You're
didn't work on
obligated
me.
to.
Dude.
Yeah, they just came out with a second season.
Wait,
Oh,
you're missing out.
you
Well,
are.
switching from Marvel to DC.
Uh-oh.
Oh, now we had actress Kelly Park come meet with us on August 16th to talk about the Batman 1966 show on Apple TV.
Hey!
Bam!
Yeah,
Pow! that was an adventure. I was the high score with a 6.9. Ryan was in the middle with a 6.1, and Kelly Park was a
Wow.
little bit more lukewarm with a 5.2. I said I would watch the second. Ryan and Kelly both said done with the Batman. It was interesting because that one actually was a cliffhanger episode too. It was like it actually ended with like I forget Robin was kidnapped or somebody was kidnapped and something.
Who was the
like that.
villain?
Ooh,
I don't remember now.
like Egghead or something like that, or King
Was
Tut.
it?
No,
No,
it was
it was
the
like
Riddler.
there was
Joker.
Or
It
no,
was
the
Riddler, and he
Joker.
was gonna like sue Batman. There was some weird lawsuit thing in there. Which was
That was
like,
terrible.
oh,
He's
really?
like, I
Poor
gotcha.
Batman.
I'm gonna sue you. Like, why
Yeah,
don't
it was very
you
strange.
You will be
just
hearing
shoot
from
him?
my
He's
lawyer.
holding a gun to him. He's like, I'm gonna sue you. That'll teach you.
Why don't you just shoot me? You know.
Yeah. I'm glad I saw it because I
Desmond.
feel like that was a very important part of cinematic history, honestly.
Yeah.
No, for
The
So
movie's the best. The 1960s movie with Adam
Yeah,
West
that was
Batman.
amazing.
Oh my
All the
god.
villains.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
that.
great.
Oh,
Yes.
I've seen that so many
Oh,
times.
yeah, with the like sometimes you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
a
God.
classic by now. Yeah,
That's
iconic.
right. I didn't watch the second right after that. I'd probably have seen it in the past because I'm sure I watched that whole series like multiple times over.
Same here.
Yeah. Ryan guessing no.
oh no. I'm glad I watched it, but I'm also,
Had
I'm
enough.
full.
You've got your fill.
Yeah, I'm good. So let's see what's next for us here. That's
Stick with
superhero
DC
month.
for a little longer. Got more
Yep, we're
DC.
still in superhero month. We did Justice League, the 2003 version
Man, how many
on
shows of Justice League are there?
Netflix with
This is the
our good
prequel
buddy
to
Zombie.
Justice League Unlimited.
It was the first one.
Yeah.
From the 90s, I think.
Early
Zombies?
2000s.
Yeah.
Zombie Allure. She's a cosplayer.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That's her
Okay.
legal name.
Oh.
Zombie.
Allure.
Oh.
Did she
Uh,
That's
change?
like part of the story.
Muhammad gave it an 8.8. Ryan went halvesies with a 4.4. And Darth went quarteries with a 3.3. Oh, no, sorry. Zombie went with a 3. I skipped lines there. Zombie did a 3 there. So for some reason, Muhammad thought it was way better than we did. But Muhammad and Zombie both said, yes, they would watch the second. I said, no, I wouldn't. I was happy I watched it, but I didn't need to see any more. Did you, Muhammad? Did you see the
I
second?
didn't afterwards, but I'd seen the whole thing before. Yeah, I like the DC shows in general, so I'll tend to watch them for a good while. Though, I mean, the non-animated CW ones definitely got a little old. But
The teeny bopper ones.
yeah.
It's like high school drama show more than superhero stuff.
I feel like Rico would have seen
You
this
said it,
show,
not
but
me.
no.
That,
Rico, you never saw this?
what the
Justice League.
Justice League 2003.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
That's kind of how I feel about
It was
it.
sort of the core. It was like a core group. It wasn't like Unlimited with a million people. It was core, so it was like
I
6
liked
or 8 of them.
Unlimited. That
Yeah, I
was
remember you liked
fun.
Unlimited, but
I remember the original Justice League. I really liked that. I remember, they had all the all the usual suspects. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern,
Aquaman,
Green Arrow.
So finishing up superhero month, check this out. This was August 30th. We had our very special guest, Colleen Cruz, joining us. No relation to Apollo. X-Men Evolution 2000 on Disney Plus. Muhammad gave it a 5.3. I gave it a 6.5.
Wow.
Colleen gave it a 7. Colleen and I both said we would watch the second episode. Muhammad said he would not. I didn't, but I would.
Neither.
I didn't, but I would.
Yeah.
I don't
like
really
the
remember
People are
it.
making a drinking game out of this. Every time Ryan says he'll watch a show and doesn't, you just take a shot. You'd lose half the
Yeah.
audience.
Yeah. I'm like,
That was the one that started with like the bleachers of a football game or something, and something went wrong there. Is that right? Is that the
maybe it was that one.
Yeah.
Because that was that bleacher scene was a little weird.
I don't remember the specifics of beyond that. And I remember they were trying to convince somebody to join them, and he kind of freaked out, and they ran away, and there was some crazy.
You know what? Yeah, that was X-Men because that was Toad. Remember?
That's
Toad?
who it was. It was Toad. That's who it was. I couldn't remember who the character was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, it didn't draw me in too much, but all right. I didn't hate it. Nor did I hate the next one, which was now moving into September. Our special guest was Jackie Gaynor or Goner. Is that how you say her last name?
Goner.
Donor, yeah.
Mm.
And our TV show there, and this is when I messed up earlier. This was the one where we actually saw Captain Planet, 1990 from Amazon. This was the one with the kids from all the different countries who then could come together and summon Captain Planet. Yeah, we actually there was very low variance in scores. I gave it a 4.3. I was in the middle. Ryan was just a little below at 4.1. Jackie was just a little bit above at 4.5. And all of us were like, yeah, we're good.
Yeah. Sorry,
pretty
Rico.
low.
Yeah.
No harm, no foul.
I think Melissa, you suggested this one, right?
No.
Wasn't you? Oh, okay.
She's like, oh, no.
Nope.
Hell no.
I think it was her. Don't try to. She's just trying to get off the hook. She's like, oh, they didn't like it.
No, there's plenty more I've suggested that you haven't liked.
Oh, okay.
Which is fine.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's more fun that way. Well, I know
More
they'll
interesting.
not like
More
this.
interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very environmental. Like it tried to be diverse and international, but they had really annoying characters, especially the guy kept on hitting on the Russian girl, which was kind of weird. Like
Oh
Yeah.
no.
yeah,
Melissa
that's really bad.
H in the live chat said
Ah.
that she was the one who suggested it.
okay. Other one. Got it. This Melissa did. Got it.
See, Muhammad.
Sorry. I got the spelling right.
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Shaggy.
If you guys get a chance, you got to watch the Captain Planet type version episode on Rick and Morty. It's pretty.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
balls for him,
You know,
right?
okay, yeah, it's.
That's all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys should
but
have like a rated R cartoon month or something. Get all that.
Oh yeah,
I'm down.
yeah.
That's a good
Has Been Hotel. Oh,
Has been.
Has Been Hotel.
none of you have heard of
Oh,
Has Been
I didn't know.
Hotel.
No.
Holy
fairly new,
crap!
no?
That's my that has been my entire life for the past 2 weeks. Literally all the songs and everything. I was like screaming it at 2 in the morning on my way to work.
Oh, they have
It's-
songs?
oh my gosh, yes. It's like the entire cast is like Broadway, and it's set in hell, and it's great, and I hope
Oh.
you all watch it.
Oh.
Nice. That's a good advertising
Okay.
for it right there.
I like it already.
I feel like a lot of people will watch it and be like, Katie likes this, and be like, yeah, I really do. Yeah.
I got the
Sorry,
Heartbreak
tangent.
Hotel stuck in my head now from the Has Been Hotel.
Katie.
But anyway,
The
that's
old
kind of
Elvis.
our shtick. We sing songs and stuff. And by the way, everybody, you can't spell shtick without the tick on
Ah,
Hulu.
great transition.
I know.
Nice.
Look at.
Very good.
Well done.
Thank you. I'm just gonna bask for a minute.
I'm impressed. Impressed. You didn't tick me off. Hey.
Oh.
Aw.
Anyway, so
Anyway.
for the tick, we had our good buddy Andre Kottman, the sci-fi guy, really cool guy. He would have never said that joke, Rico, and you know it.
You don't know Andre. I'm for a boy.
Dr. Noor gave it a 7.5. I gave it a 5.6. Andre gave it a 5. What's up with that? Muhammad
funny.
said yes, he would. Andre and I said no, we would not.
Mm.
Dr. Noor, did you watch the second?
I did not. I wouldn't rule it out. It was funny. I enjoyed it, and I still could potentially go back and watch it, but no, I did not.
Katie would love the tick.
I agree.
Really?
I think you would. I agree.
Pretty funny.
I mean, I like
think
possums and they like ticks, so it makes sense. Transitive action.
I love that transition.
Not quite the same thing, but hey.
If it's a connection, it's a connection.
It's a connection. It's a connection indeed. Yeah, that was a fine show. It was, big superhero, kind of clumsy, very strong, but it was okay. But
Very
speaking of not
enthusiastic.
clumsy, though, our next guest was Peter Holmstrom.
Oh.
And he came to watch the real Ghostbusters with us on YouTube. This was a bit of a swing and a miss in terms of our thoughts of the episode. The highest score was Ryan at a 4.3. I gave it a 3.5, and Peter gave it a
Whoa.
flat 3. And
Nice.
all of us said, we're good.
Yeah. I remember watching that show as a kid and thinking, oh, I want it to be good as the actual Ghostbusters, and it never was.
Aww.
Yeah, it was never, even Slimer.
Slimer
Can't
was
top those,
annoying.
yeah.
Darth has opinions on this, I bet.
They tried though.
I remember loving the cartoon when I was a kid, but yeah, now that I'm thinking back on it, there's no way you could top those original actors. I mean, in the original movie, I mean, some big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Darth
Yeah.
probably had a real Ghostbusters lunch pail.
No, but I had all the action figures. Those were really cool, even though I was always pissed off that they looked nothing like the guys from the movie.
That's what I thought about the real Ghostbusters.
But they were the fake Ghostbusters.
They were the fake ones.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, why are you called real? Clearly you're not.
Yeah.
Brian, how do you say fake in French?
Faux. So when
Oh,
people
oh.
say these
yeah.
faux pearls, they're really just using the
Right.
French word for fake. They're just trying to make it sound,
Mm.
oh,
That's
whoa, oh, you
sounds
got
very
faux
classy.
pearls?
That's the same as
Oh,
false
French.
too. Isn't that
It just means
false also in
fake.
French?
The
But it's also
faux-
false too, right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Faux goes.
Sorry, Americans, you've been duped.
Again.
Okay, speaking of which, Exo Squad on Peacockle, recommended by Andre. Andre recommended this one. Katie Nicolau joined us for this one. What a fun
Yes.
time that was. Muhammad gave it a 7.5. Ryan gave it 6.6. Katie was feeling grumpy. She gave it a 5. She's like, this show's too old. And we're like, but it's still really good. And she's like, you guys are old too. And then Muhammad and I both said, yes, we would watch the second. Katie said, no way. This thing was made in the 90s. Gross.
Just like
And
me.
we're like, hey, you were made in the 90s. And then we wrestled.
Oh my gosh.
That is
I
hilarious.
didn't watch the second, though.
I don't know what was it? I don't remember what this was.
They had like armor.
Old
And
school
remember they were
animated.
using, they had so many names and stuff. It was kind of tough to.
It was like an
They're like
armor.
the Transformers, but they were inside of the Transformers.
Were they like in
God.
space or was it like on Earth?
Yeah.
I
There
kind of
was-
remember it. I don't think I watched this because I don't really remember it at all. It's gone.
Very out there
Remember there was
concept.
like alien slaves or something too? Check it out.
Oh, that's
They
what I
look
was thinking I
bionic
remember.
slaves.
Yeah. I remember the art style.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, that's the
'Cause
one
it
I
looks like
realized.
Mocklins from the Orville.
It looks
Yeah,
interesting.
they
Oh
do.
yeah, they do.
That's right. They were like pretending like they were gonna make a peace treaty, but there was actually a trap or something. Yeah, I remember these
I mean,
guys.
this look at this totally looks
Yeah,
like
very
this
like
right
80s
here.
hair there. I love
Totally
that.
80s.
X-Men.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Looks like the
Get
90s
in
X-Men.
play.
Yeah. I did not watch the second of that.
Gotta love that mullet.
Yeah.
What's
No, it
next,
was good.
Mohammed Noor?
Yeah, so up next we have something much more exciting. We have special guest Melissa Longo and an awesome episode. It's a good combination of great guest and great episode, right? So this was Foundation on Apple TV. Ryan didn't love the length at 69 minutes. It's even written in there.
That is a weird runtime. 69 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was the biggest fan at 8.3. Melissa was in the middle at 8.1. Ryan at 6.4. Melissa and I both said we would watch the second. Ryan was like, no more long shows. Melissa, did you continue watching it? Now, actually, I remember the thing with Ryan too. It wasn't so much so this one actually did have Sid from from
Alexander Siddig.
Oh, I remember that now. He bumped it up for me. Yeah.
Oh.
yeah, that bumped up, but what bumped it down for you is there were so many names of places,
Yes.
of species, of characters. There was, and I remember I remember taking notes. So like I had like a full page, like, oh my God, there's so
Mhm.
much to remember. Fortunately, like if you did that first episode, spoiler, if you did the first episode, you don't get much more after that. So it's like if you get those down, you're good for the series.
setup.
It was like the Silmarillion. It was just what's a table of contents is what I was looking at. That's-
Did you watch
There's
the
this
second one,
realm and
Melissa?
this realm.
I've not watched the second yet. I do plan on it, but I haven't, especially since I found out that Sid's going to be a regular on the show. So I want to watch more of it.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. Everything that's out at least so far for it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It definitely had good plots. It moves quite a bit forward in time, but there's also a lot of
Mhm.
now I'm going into stasis, and therefore now you can just be in time later.
Mhm. It was the show based on Isaac Asimov's book.
Correct.
Oh,
Exactly.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Huh?
And the foundation was
Yep.
basically that there was a prediction that this galactic empire was going to fall, but there was a foundation that was basically like the library of everything, and they were setting it up on some really far away world. That was
Yeah, I like the
premise for
lore
that
of
first
it.
episode. Yeah.
The lore was very good. I feel like they should have just done a better job of peppering it in through multiple
Yeah.
episode rather than
Right.
just being
It was
like
it was like a dump.
time for your
First episode.
cramming
Yeah.
for your test. I felt like I was
Absolutely.
cramming for a test.
Mhm. That's true. But they
Hurtful.
did some really good world building in that first episode. It's really
Mhm.
beautiful.
Excellent. And yeah, beautiful VFX.
It's too
for
bad
sure.
because the book was, I think it was his most popular novel. Foundation.
Speaking of most popular and novel, Scott Baker was here. He was novel because it was his first time on our show that year, I believe.
Really?
Think so.
We did
Haven't said his name.
Silo on Apple TV. And this one was actually really interesting, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly. Muhammad gave it an 8.3. I gave it a 7.8. Scott gave it a 7.5. All three of us said we would watch the second episode, and I didn't.
What a surprise.
Yeah, I watched again the whole series. There's only one season so far, but I watched the whole season. Yeah, actually, I thought it was very good. So the premise basically is these people are living in a silo. They don't really know what's outside. However, if anybody asks to go outside, they must be sent outside. And when they go outside, people watch them on a little thing, and they come and like clean the window, and they seem to just die. So there's all this mystery of like, is that actually what's happening? What's the plot? How do they end up living in this weird silo? So there's a lot of mystery. But actually, it was really fun watching because I'd already before this. It was really fun watching the first episode because there's so many clues in the first episode for things that come later that I'd actually forgotten as I watched it weekly. Like, oh, this was seeded. So yeah, I recommend it in that sense. It's a good build.
Guys, by the way, we got to say goodbye to Melissa Longo because she's got a panel soon. The panel right after this one, she's going to be producing, right? You're going to be running tech on that one. Can you tell everybody what that one is?
It's a Star Trek podcast. It's a Star Trek podcast called Into the Wormhole. And they're two co-hosts, Larissa and Lauren. Lauren. But yes, I'm running tech for them. So
Nice.
yes. So that'll be fun. But I will see all of you back here on VTC for the Golden Globes.
How is this show not canceled? I'm just asking. Sorry, Melissa. Please continue.
Golden Globes is so good. Yes, well, I'll see you guys soon. Have fun.
Bye, Melissa. Take care.
It's the Golden Lobes, not the Golden Globes, everybody. And that will be right. So after we do Into the Wormhole, after that, there will be the Golden Lobes. Everybody, you do not want to miss the Golden Lobes as well, because we have some very special shenanigans. So special, in fact, that the people on the panel don't even know. It's a secret. Rico's going to be there. Melissa's going to be there. They don't even know what they're in store for.
Ryan's
They're
gonna
gonna
go, I got a surprise. Nobody.
They're gonna wish that they hadn't agreed to this. It's gonna be so great.
Amazing.
Falling all
Yes.
into the
That's right
I'm
after
off
Into
for
the
an
Wormhole,
adventure.
everybody. All right, see you, Melissa.
Bye.
on Paramount Plus. All right.
Oh gosh.
All right, home stretch, everybody. Here it comes.
Well, that was
Zombie,
close
our
to
buddy
check.
Zombie, who spells zombie with a U, strangely enough. Very interesting.
Oh, we skipped one.
She-
Skipped one. One up.
Oh, damn it. I thought nobody would notice. So Rico and Darth were on the next one.
Hey.
We did
Hopefully you
Space
would bring that up.
Ghost, Coast to
yeah.
Coast
Close.
on that one. Muhammad gave it a 4. I gave it a 3.1. Rico and Darth hugged and each gave it a 5. All of us said no, we would not watch the second. Darth was like, hell yeah, I would. I liked it very much, kind of. What did you think? Did you watch the second, Darth?
No, I didn't. I would still though, probably. I mean, like if it was on, or somebody was like, "Hey, you want to watch this?" Yeah, sure, let's watch it.
Who was the last guest on that? I remember there was somebody famous in the last one. I can't remember who it was.
Wasn't it the Bee Gees? Or
Yeah,
something?
it was the Stop the Insanity person.
No,
Oh,
she
that's-
wasn't. No. But there was
Oh
somebody.
yeah,
no,
and then
there's-
that one actor that was big for a moment, like this weird comedian. That why does my aunt always whatever that one guy was?
But there wasn't. Maybe Rico's right. There was some like music group at the very end.
Wasn't it the
Maybe
Bee
was
Gees?
Maybe it was the Bee Gees.
Yes,
I
Actually.
think it
Bee
was the
Gees.
Bee
Good
Gees.
knowledge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
literally dipped
Pretty
in, said a
impressive.
couple of things, and they were out.
Then they're out. Yeah, that was so weird.
You're like,
Yeah,
Bee Gees.
but cool.
Hell, man. Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Space
What was
Coast
that
to
woman's
Coast.
name? She was big in the 90s. Like,
Stop the Insanity. She
Stop
looked like
the
Annie
Insanity
Lennox.
she was like a fitness.
Yeah.
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 About fitness back in the 90s. Like she was like one of the like top people.
For some reason, I see Kathy Griffin's face when I think of it. She reminds me of her for some reason. I don't know why.
That is weird. Everybody in
It
the
is,
live
yeah.
chat, let us know what's the Stop the Insanity lady's name. Let us know that.
Oh, Dr. Anne-Marie
Huh.
Siegel says Space Coast Coast to Coast is one of my favorite shows ever. I've watched that show so many times. And Space Ghost asked her how to stop the insanity. We really had Star Trek guests too. Oh, Susan Powder, Dr. Anne-Marie told us.
That's what it
Susan
is.
Powder.
Wow.
Susan Powder.
Yeah. But
Well,
just
what's
after that,
What happened to her?
yeah.
What's
After
next,
that, then we
Dr. Noah?
had
That one sucked. Yeah.
yeah. After that, then we had Zombie Allure come join us, the cosplayer again. And this was a much more enjoyable show, at least based on the scores. This was the very popular around Halloween time Wednesday series on Netflix.
Nah, that blew up.
So, yeah, so I gave it the highest score with a 6.7. Ryan gave it a 6.5. Zombie
Wow.
Hour was the most lukewarm, and she gave it a no. I'm sorry, I gave it a 4.
She just
Sorry.
Gave it a
scale
no.
of 1 to 10, you get a no.
Sorry, I looked over the next column by accident. That's what threw me off.
How about
However,
no?
she did say she would watch the second. I believe she said she actually had watched all of it as well. I also said I'd watch the second, and Ryan was like, no. I did watch the whole series. I mean,
I liked it. I liked
yeah,
it.
I liked it too. I liked it too. The
Yeah.
actress was quite good.
I
Jenna.
want to check it out.
She
It's
is
got a
very
good
good.
cast.
I
Ortegas.
thought that her roommate was also
Yes.
freakishly good as
So
well.
many memes with the Wednesday and the roommate. And
Oh,
basically
really?
it's like happy and sad or whatever. There's lots of
Yeah, I
memes
didn't
with
watch
it.
the second. I liked
Did?
the production
Oh.
design. I thought the acting for the most part was good, very good,
Yeah.
in fact.
It was quite good.
That's some good
Um,
actors.
The parents were great,
Like
really
the mom.
cool.
Mom was somebody famous. I forget who played her.
Catherine
Yeah.
Zeta-Jones.
That's who it was.
Yes.
No, I thought she was done
Good name.
acting years ago when she met Douglas. I thought that was it for her acting, but I guess not.
Douglas. Yeah.
Michael Douglas.
And Louise Guzman was
Yes.
Yeah, the dad. Gomez.
Amazing.
yeah, Gomez. Yep.
Guys, can we just move on to the most important part of the day? We did Three's Company on Pluto TV
No.
after this. For 80s sitcom month. This was to kick off 80s sitcom month, which was November. Rico
Yes.
E. Anderson and Darth Shuey joined us for this one. Come on, give it up, everybody. Muhammad gave it a 6.4. Get a hold of yourself.
Just the first episode, not the series. Just the
I
first
gave it a
episode.
9.1. Rico gave it an 8.76, and Darth came in at a 9. All four of us said we
Oh.
would watch the second episode. I haven't watched the second episode since then, but I've watched, I love
Yeah.
the show and
Seen
it's
it all
great.
many times.
And I'm very happy we reviewed it. And I'm mad at you,
Yeah.
Muhammad, for giving it a 6.
I'm sorry. I still love you though. I'll watch you instead of it.
It's
And we
great
did-
right out the gate.
I'll up
yeah,
the ratings and watch the first over and over again. Instead of watching Three's Cup. I mean, for me,
And
I
it
just I
happened
don't
right
love-
around the time that Suzanne Summers had passed.
Oh, that's
we
right.
Good
Memory.
do that. Yeah.
I just don't love shows with which a big part of the plot is this guy trying to hit on somebody like over and over again. That felt like at least that first episode, it was just a lot of the plot. I'm like, okay,
That's
it's
the
not
plot
funny
of the
to me.
Tonight Show with Jay Leno. So I don't know.
I don't get it. And maybe
And
that's-
no, what did you guys watch the second?
You did not.
I did.
Oh yeah.
I
Not
did.
then, but
I got nostalgia.
maybe I
I was
did.
just like, I think, what, honestly, I think I actually watched it right when we logged off. I was like, I gotta see what happened.
That's
And
my
like,
guy right there. That's my
jump
guy.
back on.
I well, because I remember it, but it's been a minute, so I was just like, I want to see that, because I really like when you take away, like what Muhammad was saying, a lot of the brilliance of, say, like John Ritter and his comedic timing, and it was really great to watch, and
That's true.
it's it had those fun moments in that respect. So
Yeah.
That kind of comedy's timeless.
Well, speaking of
Guys,
timeless comedy,
we have somebody jumping into the Zoom. I did not hand the Zoom out. I hope it's not somebody like pantsing people or mooning us or something like that. Somebody's jumping in last minute.
Hey!
Oh my goodness.
Durst!
Jurassic Jennifer
Jennifer
Durst.
I had to do a quick hello
What
in the
the
middle
what?
of my busy day.
What's up, girl?
Okay, there I go. I can see everybody now.
Well, we have
Hi.
We have a
Where are
super
you?
quick question for you, Jen. It's critical. Did you watch
Yes.
the second Johnny Quest?
I didn't.
Oh no!
Ah.
Oh, that's okay.
Had one job.
I thought you were gonna say if I watched, what was the last one we did that I said that I was gonna watch it. And
That's the last one we
didn't.
talked about today. I haven't gone through the whole list here. That's the last one we're talking about today.
Oh, actually,
I keep
Jen,
lying.
the one that you're talking about, I think, is coming up in 2 days on Monday, Ahsoka. Everybody, on Monday on Falling Towers Watch the First podcast, we will be reviewing Ahsoka. So no spoilers there, but Jen is going to be there. That's for damn sure.
I will be there.
Where are you, Jen? Did you tell us?
I'm actually pretty close to you. I'm in like Tarzana-ish, Encino. Yeah.
That's pretty close.
I'm working out
Encino's
here
right next door.
today. Huh?
Nice.
Yeah, I'm working out here today, so it's not too far from my house. So I like it because they usually send me really far.
Oh, that's cool. Just roll out
I'm
of bed.
happy today. Just roll out of bed and just start my day.
Sweet.
Not
Oh,
too
we're glad
bad.
you're
How's
here.
everything going? I know.
Good
I was like,
morning.
oh my
Fun.
goodness, I only have like a few more minutes to hop on. I better say hi now.
Well, you can stay on while we talk about some of the shows.
Oh yeah, I have to drive to my next spot though.
Oh,
So-
okay.
So she's like, thank you, but I
I
no.
want to, unless I just drive and you guys talk and you just see me driving like that.
Yeah, that's probably fine.
Up to you. Your call.
You do what you like, Jen. I'll tell you what we're moving on next to, Jen. Listen to this.
But,
Yeah, classic
Next.
comedy now.
Yeah, go for it, Mohammed.
ooh.
Classic comedy. Our next one is, so we just finished talking about Three's Company. So now we're moving up to talk about Newhart, not the Bob Newhart show.
Yeah.
The Newhart series.
My grandma used to watch that show.
That makes me feel young.
That's what it
remember
felt
it.
like.
Jackie Goner was our special guest on that one. And the scores were pretty positive. The lowest score was Ryan at a 6.5, which is pretty good. I was in the middle at a 7.2, and Jackie gave it a 7.5. Ryan said he would not watch the second, but Jackie and I both said we would. I'm sure I did I didn't rewatch it now, but I'm sure I did back in the day because I always liked Newhart. And that was the one that had the most epic series finale ever. Just leave it at that.
Ooh, now I'm going to have to watch the series finale.
It really is.
Yeah, only.
I
Only.
cannot understand
I don't know what's
why.
going on.
Yeah, watch
I don't
it.
need these characters.
Okay, guys,
great.
I'm gonna go just so I don't interrupt you, but I just wanted to say hi and I'll see you on the next one. Okay.
We'll see you soon, Jen. Everybody
Good
at
to see
home,
you,
Jen's
Jen.
going to be there on Monday. We'll see you then.
Yeah, so watch.
Good seeing you
Bye.
all.
Bye.
I'm like, that was nice.
That was
of
a
you to jump
close
on.
one. I thought it was going to be a streaker or something.
Oh, come on.
That's the next
And
guest.
no, I didn't watch the second episode of Newhart, obviously. However, Katie joined us for this next one for 80 Sitcom Month.
Oh,
We did ALF, A-L-F.
Yeah.
Yes.
Muhammad gave
Alien
it a
life form.
4.6. Ryan gave it a 5.5. Katie gave it a 5. Darth is like, you guys should have given it higher. I love that show.
Yeah, come on.
Muhammad and I said no, we would not watch the second. Katie, with the open mind, the cherub said she would. Did you?
I lied.
Oh.
I mean, I still could. I didn't delete it from my recently watched thing, so
okay.
it could show up. if TikTok graces me with a clip, I'm sure I will end up watching the entire show.
It's definitely a show that was a lot more fun in the 80s. I mean, the context again, it's this Muppet
Yeah.
alien who lands in a house and then just kind of joins a family, but there's people kind of trying to find him. There was a
Hey,
lot
As
of
a sitcom in
He
the
was not a
80s, yeah.
Muppet. He was real. So you take that back, mister.
It was
Speaking
in
of
the 80s, it
real,
was super popular. I mean, rewatching
it
it
was
now, I'm
for
like,
like
wow.
5
It's
weeks.
very popular.
Yeah.
But speaking of real, Muhammad, what would you say if I said to you, Angela?
I think I'd say our next show is Who's the Boss? That's
You
another
got
great
it.
show from this series,
Oh,
from
good
this
call.
era. A special guest,
Samantha.
John Orchiola.
Or
from Screen
Kiola.
Rant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So the
Thank
scores
you.
on that one were 5.9 for me, 6.8 for Ryan, and John gave it a 7. And all of us said we would watch the second, which I probably did back in the day, but I have not since that time.
Yeah, I didn't end up watching the second, but I was pleasantly surprised because sometimes when you watch the first episode of an 80s sitcom, you're like, whew, people would
Yeah,
watch
that-
anything when they only had 3 channels and no choice.
Don't
You know?
Don't forget the
true,
UHF.
Katie.
What
We
it was
lived in the
like.
dark ages.
Those are the days. Yeah.
But it was actually pretty good. That
was
first
decent.
episode was actually pretty good. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched Who's the Boss
Um,
regularly back in the day
do you
when
now?
it
though?
aired. No, but
The
I'd check
plot
it
of
out
that
again.
one-
Me neither.
The plot of that one was Angela was dating her boss and was supposed to go to a retreat with him, but was also up for promotion. And
Right.
basically, like the main guy, I forget his name,
Tony Danza.
Yeah,
Tony.
Well, was his name Tony in the show? I couldn't remember his name.
I think
Tony in
he's,
the show.
he's
Oh.
always plays with Tony. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But Tony was like, but if you go and do this, you don't know if you're getting the raise because you're dating him or if it's or if you actually earned it. So she actually said, "Well, I'm not going away with you," but she still got the raise. So it was a
Yeah.
happy ending. And the family moved in. The Tony and his daughter moved in with them as the new housekeeper. So
And his
it was-
daughter.
It was sweet.
It was all right. It was pretty good. Then we did Three's a Crowd to close out
Yeah.
November 80s sitcom month. Boy, oh boy, Three's Company was amazing, but Three's a Crowd was a little less. Muhammad gave it a 6.8. Wait a minute. You gave Three's a Crowd a higher mark than Three's Company?
I did. I
I
like
don't
the
even know who
the
you
pilot
are
better
anymore.
because he wasn't just
Wow.
spending the whole show like hitting on people. New characters who I thought were okay, and there was a new build. I actually liked it better.
Muhammad.
I did.
you still have Tom Ritter.
I gave it a 4. And let's see. Melissa gave it a 5.5. She was our guest that day. Muhammad said he would watch the first or the second. Melissa and I now, and I'm a huge Three's Company fan. Love it so much. Even I was like, I can't watch the second of this. Melissa said she can't watch the second of this. We high-fived about it. We pointed at Muhammad. Yeah, you
Shook your
will
fist
watch
a
the
little bit.
second.
I
Did
would,
you?
but I didn't. I didn't really expect I would, but I think I even said at the time I would, but I probably won't. So it was okay. It was okay.
I think it lasted for what, a season? Or
Yeah, I think it was like
Yeah,
it was very
only a
short.
season.
Wow.
But then we moved into Family Month, right, Muhammad?
Now, this was a big surprise then for everybody because we did a documentary. This is very unexpected.
Ooh.
This is when we
Really?
did Our Great National Parks, narrated by
Yeah.
former President Barack Obama, with special guest Darth Shuey. And actually, there was not much variance on our scores. I gave it a 7, Darth gave it a 7, and Ryan gave it a 7.8.
Wow.
In terms of watching the second, however, there was more variance. Both Darth and I were like, yeah, we're good. That was fun, but I don't want to see any more of that. Whereas Ryan said he would continue watching it and swore and even got notarized statements saying he would
Yeah,
continue
he
doing
say yeah.
it.
See, what
Hey,
happened
somebody
was
come force him to watch it.
I called my cousin and it was supposed to get notarized, but
Oh.
then
It got
it
lost
went
in the
to my
mail.
other cousin.
and
Oh my
it just
gosh.
became a big old mess after that.
That actually sounds
But
like
I-
a line
the
from
clerical
Newhart, but
mix-up.
anyway.
But I definitely would watch the second, and I enjoyed it very much. It was a good show, and I'm happy we watched it. Dart, did you watch the second? You said you wouldn't because you're not into educational stuff.
Yeah, he's making me think too much. I did not.
He was
It was a
mad.
good time, though.
That was
And
bad.
then
The one criticism I remember you had, Ryan, was that you thought it would have been better if they focused on one thing because they kind of just like they were just kind of jumping all over the
Totally.
place.
Going
Yeah,
back,
they were
yeah,
like,
yeah.
here's this really interesting park with these surfing hippos, and now let's jump over here to Australia and
No,
talk
yeah.
about this, and now let's come over. Like,
I
what's
don't
happening?
need ADD programming with my
Yeah.
nature shows.
No.
I'm okay with just following a family of hippos for 45
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that. That I know that's what I'm buying in for. That's what I'm watching. Anyway, so
Hey.
Andre Kottman and Katie Nicolau joined us to
Woohoo!
continue Family
Yeah.
Month. We did Troll Hunters, Tales of Arcadia, written by some of our pals
Yeah.
from Star Trek Prodigy. We reviewed that. Muhammad gave it a 7. I gave it an 8. Katie gave it an 8.25, and Andre gave it a 7. All 4 of us said we would watch the second. I didn't. It's too close to Christmas. Okay, I did do shopping and
yeah.
things.
These are the creators of
What about you
Prodigy
guys?
who did this one, right? Wasn't the creators of Prodigy were associated with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was entertaining.
Yeah,
I didn't watch the
quality,
second,
yeah.
but I'm not opposed.
I still have it on my queue of things to do. It's just other shows have popped up in the
Nice.
meantime. I'm like, oh crap, yeah, I gotta follow this because it's relevant and I gotta communicate with people on this.
Sometimes you're just not in the mood.
True.
Like I want to watch it, I just am not feeling it right now.
Darth, you should have that on a shirt. Sometimes you're
Sometimes
just
I'm
not
just
in the
not in
mood.
the
Not in the
mood.
mood.
Wear it to work.
And I'm not feeling
Two
Oh
more.
my gosh. Yeah. Well, the next one was a fun
Wow.
one. It was a nice brief episode. This was it was just
Oh, man.
it was just Ryan and me. I love Brian's little comment written in there. I won't talk about that. But
I will
Um,
not.
this was Little House under who's the guest? Little House on the Prairie. It was just Ryan and I though.
Oh my god.
It was like
Oh,
a
House on the Prairie, whoa.
95-minute episode.
yes, it was a television movie, wasn't it? When
It
it
was a
first
television movie. We didn't know that because going
Yeah,
in.
movie.
premiered?
it
It was
was
a
long.
battle.
Yeah, but
But it's
Oh
Little
my
House.
gosh.
so I mean, I
Yeah.
thought it was good, but for me, part of the good to it was that it was similar, that it reminded me of the characters because I like the overall series. I remember watching the series
Yeah.
quite often.
Mhm.
Ryan
Okay.
actually got drawn in and he got very connected to like, oh, they built this
Nice.
house. Like, oh my gosh, don't let this house burn down. And got connected to the characters. So in the end, actually, Ryan gave it a higher score. He gave it an 8.1, whereas I gave it a 6, mostly because, especially the opening part, there was so much of it like, and they're walking.
Yeah. It was shocking, but that just goes to show if you force somebody to watch something for 15 hours, eventually they'll like it.
Yeah, that's like
I
Stockholm
didn't think I was
syndrome.
going to like it.
Show.
I thought it was going to be some old-timey whatever thing. But then I didn't even know that I did like it. But then what I told Muhammad was towards the end, when it looked like their house was going to burn down, I actually felt something. I was like,
You're
I
invested.
was like, no, don't burn down. Save it. And I was like, what's gotten into you, man? Go do some push-ups.
Stockholm syndrome.
It didn't work. I
Like
still
it.
cared about him.
That Hallmark Channel
Nonetheless,
content.
nonetheless,
if
Ryan
they-
said he would not watch the second, whereas I said I would. And I did.
Yeah,
I mean, in the past, I
What?
watched all the episodes.
You missed out on one of the greatest lines in television history, in my opinion, where Mrs. Olsen finds out that her daughter Nellie went and got married with someone. So she grabs her husband, she barges into the room and goes, "Nels, make her a widow."
Whoa.
There with the shock.
Damn.
It's the funniest thing. I
Oh my
love that
God.
line so much.
I've forgotten that. That's
They
amazing.
took things seriously back
intense.
then.
So,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
such a funny line. Her delivery is so good.
She was a great actress. I mean, she was not in the pilot, but she was
The
a great
mom?
And she was
actress.
such a
Oh, no,
nice
yeah.
No, no.
lady.
The
Yeah.
mom
Like
was
in
the
real
best.
life, she's so nice, and she plays this awful
Yeah,
woman.
she plays a terrible person. And the daughter too, Nellie, was pretty horrible at least as a kid. I think she gets better when she
I
gets
met
older.
her in New York, Allison
Did you?
Arngrim. She's a
Oh.
sweetheart.
Yeah.
She took a picture with my mom.
Aw.
You see her at a lot of events at the Hollywood Museum. She's very sweet. She's
Yeah.
Oh, if you get the chance to talk with her, she's just so fun.
yeah.
Great.
Mm.
That's great.
Well, basically, the bottom line for me was that, look, if you make me feel something in an episode, then you've done your job, and it's got to be a good show. So, I was
Right.
surprised by it. I didn't want to like it. I didn't think I was liking it, but apparently I did. Mission accomplished for them. Lastly, our very final episode of 2023 and Family Month was Star Trek Prodigy.
Yeah.
I
With
knew the
Rico
Netflix at
E.
that point.
Anderson
Protege.
and Tanya Harrison. Yes, on Netflix, everybody. It just debuted on Netflix on Christmas.
Yeah.
So we went in guns blazing and we're like,
Yes.
let's watch this show.
Yeah.
And then Muhammad gave it a 9.4. Tanya gave it a 9. Rico and I came in. We ate our fucking wheat thins and we each gave it a 10.
Wow. Damn.
Mm.
And all 4 of us said we would watch the second. I've seen the whole series, of course. I don't know if any of
Multiple
you have seen
times.
it again since
Yeah,
then. but
even
what's up
since
with
it went to
that?
Netflix, watched it all again.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, we played 0
Beautiful.
games when it came to that rating that, 'cause, you know.
Beautiful. And
Actually,
we
I think
recommend that
I
everybody
missed one
watch it.
episode. When I rewatched it, in the rewatch of Netflix, I think I actually missed one episode. I think I didn't rewatch number 18 yet, but I still will. It's in my queue.
Oh, that's the best one.
Yeah.
Maybe. It wasn't on purpose.
Sure, it wasn't Muhammad.
Well, that's it for us, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this trip down memory lane. In a
Yeah.
couple minutes, we're going to have Into the Wormhole. Really cool live panel, everybody. I hope you have a really fun time with that. And then after that, I'm telling you, it's going to be nuts. The Golden Lobes are coming up. And Rico is in for a treat. You guys are in for a treat. You guys are going to be laughing your asses off. And Rico's going to be very sad about this.
Oh,
But
boy.
it's
Oh,
going to
no.
be...
We don't want Rico to be sad.
Oh, you haven't
I can
seen
name a
it
few
yet.
people who might
It's
feel that way.
delicious when he's sad.
Hmm.
Well, then after
So-
that, when it comes after the Golden Lobes.
My... Honestly,
Very
the
intriguing.
highlight of every virtual TrekCon for me,
Katie
the
Nicola.
science quiz.
Oh, no.
Hey,
And
with
Emerson.
prizes. So yeah, you can go in there and compete, and you might actually win a prize. We'll tell you what the prize is then.
Yeah, what is it?
I have an idea, but I need to run it by
To
the
be
end.
announced.
Is it money?
It's
Is
not.
it-
It's not cash.
Money, that's all they
It's
care
not
about.
cash.
Yeah, just cold
a
hard
personal
cash.
check.
Here's
Yeah,
$100.
exactly. You get this $100 bill in the
Here's
mail.
cookies.
Dough here, you know, just
Here's $100.
Arby's
Get
gift
yourself a
card.
couple gallons of gas. You've earned it.
Yeah.
Almost.
All
fill up
right.
your tank.
awesome.
Well, I hope that was a lot of fun for everybody.
was
It was a
fun.
lot of fun
Yeah.
for me. That's for damn
Yeah.
sure. Katie, thank you so much. Darth, Rico, Dr. Nor, and I are going to have more fun. Whoa. And then, whoa.
I'll find it,
Good
man.
show,
Let's go.
baby.
Whoa!
Show.
Boom.
Yeah.
Gun.
Yeah.
whoa.
Show.
Show the guns, Katie. Show the guns, girl. Let them know.
That's what we
Let
get for
them
wearing
know.
t-shirts.
That's what we're talking about. T-shirt life. They don't understand. They can't take us. We're gonna start our own show.
So anyway.
This happened. I don't know.
The point is, everybody, we will see you soon. Remember to click the link in the description box below to hop over to the next video, which is starting in just a couple minutes. We hope you had a lot of fun with us. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for notifications. If you're listening in, give us a 5-star rating and a nice review. We'd really appreciate it. Go find Darth Shuey online. You'll find him wherever you find Darth Shueys. Katie, where can people find you, by the way?
You can find me at weather_Katie on all of the socials or as so many random fandoms on YouTube.
What about you, Rico?
You can find me at I am Rico Anderson on Instagram and all your other social media platforms, and even on YouTube too. I think if you Google me, you might find some things.
Yep.
That's a terrifying thought. If you Google me, you'll find some things. Like,
You'll find
crap, what did
something.
what's out there?
That you wouldn't
And-
put that out.
In the live chat, War Dogheim reminds us all to remember to refresh and comment once the stream is over. As soon as this live stream ends, hit the refresh button. The comments will drop down. Make your suggestions. What do you want us to review this month for Sci-Fi Month or next month for, what was it again?
I forget.
children's
Long dramas. Long
children's
dramas.
cartoon spin-offs for March.
And
Yeah.
long
Oh.
dramas. And long dramas.
And hit the like button, people. Hit that like button.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
All right. Well,
Choo,
what I'm
choo.
trying to say, everybody, is this podcast was live.
This podcast will have people speak in the following order: Katie, Rico, Darth, Shuey next.
This podcast made me remember shows that I had already watched and completely forgotten about.
This podcast was just pure sexy.
Yeah.
Sexy.
This podcast was a walk down memory lane.
Mhm.
Well done.
All right, everybody. Remember what Mr. Michael Kenyon Rosenberg likes to say.
Don't forget to be an organ donor, and don't forget to watch the first of things.
All right, everybody. Freeze frame like Darth